Try again. Right, I'm pressing start again a different time. Let's see if it does it this time.
Yep, it is. Hi guys, how you doing?
So funny story. We actually talked to ourselves for about 5 minutes, thinking we went live.
Hi guys, how you doing?
No joke.
The problem with the stream key, it's fine, it's fixed now, but
everything reset for us without, and then I had to reset and then not the reset. Right, let's restart. Hi, Stuart. Oh no, you were saying you weren't here yesterday. What did we say the first time?
I said, "Have no fear, I'm back," and I forget what I said, but I complimented myself, and
but then you were like, "Oh, but you did good." I don't know. He said something great, and we're not bullshitting here. You said something funny, but it was so subtle, and I said, "Oh, that was a good mix of compliment, insult, but also nice things. It was well done. It was actually perfect." And you were like, "Oh, thanks."
but nobody wants to hear what I think, and then you said, "Oh, well, I think everybody's here to hear what you think."
Yes.
I apologize for being busy all weekend. I had my own convention to do. Yeah. I just finished editing the Denise Crosby live stream that was hosted by Trekyards, or the interview panel. So that's really great. It's almost finished, and then I'll upload it when I can, so you guys can watch it. Hopefully you enjoy it. It was actually really good. But anyway, we're here to talk about New York Comic Con's release of the Picard trailer. I know you've already got a lot of Samuel's thoughts, not all of them. Plus, we put up our video earlier today, our shorter version, so that you guys can get as Samuel said, not everybody can afford to watch a 2-hour live stream, and we understand that. So we did put up our shorter version there. So we're here to break it down scene by scene as we do, and discuss things and theories and all that cool stuff. So there we go. I think we just covered everything we talked about to ourselves about.
Yeah, I said that I just managed to get out the shorter breakdown because 2 hours is a long time, but we're here to do a scene by scene, shot by shot breakdown, very similar to what we do for the TNG ones. And Stuart's here. I said it was quite stressful to deal with the lives just by myself, so I was happy that he was going to look at the live stream chat. Then I swapped the live stream chat, and it had not done the thing yet. But
and they're saying your audio is a little quieter than mine, so I don't know if you want to fix that.
It must. I think 'cause it's going through Skype as well. That changed. Okay, there you go. It's changed.
All right. Well, we got 3 super chats to start out.
Super duper.
So let's just get right into those before we get on this. Judge 1981, who's awesome, puts in $2, getting the party started. He had that in before we even started the live stream, so thank you very much. Jeff Jacobs puts in $2.53. The weirdest numbers, Jeff. Almost got it before we started. Nice again at 100. Oh, we're already at 50 likes. That's awesome.
I got to 650 last time, so I'd love to get high because that was great last time.
This is here. He's our head moderator over on the Facebook page, but he's joining us because he's has the time today to actually join us for the live. So thank you, Joe, for showing up. He says, Captain Foley, I'm here to see your take on this awesome trailer. Thank you, Joe. I know you're always wondering what Samuel thinks about things, and I'm just going to throw you under the bus there. Samuel stalker all the way, but that's okay, Joe. I know you talk to me all the time, and it's like a regular thing. Like Samuel is still a celebrity to the mods because you go in the group chat and talk with them very often. So
I'm busy making the show.
Right, he makes the show go. He makes me look good, and that's
I do that. I do it hard. I do try that. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's a hard thing to do because I don't look good ever. Active Avenger though puts in £20. Thank you very much.
Oh my goodness.
And he says, thanks for all you guys do. Great videos. Thank you very much. That's greatly appreciated.
That's incredibly wonderful. Thank you. And if you like our videos, you're going to see a couple this week. And we've already filmed three new ones. And how do you think they've gone, Stuart? And what do you think? Not spoiling, but what do you think of the topics I sort of put together after analyzing the trailer?
Yeah. Awesome. We're going to do little bite-sized segments for you guys all week. And so that you guys can just get our thoughts on specific things if you're interested in what you saw in the trailer and you had a particular scene you wanted us to talk about. We're going to be doing videos on all of them separately, but we're also doing the live here as well to cover everything. So you get a good mix because some things we say there, we're not going to necessarily say here and vice versa. So, if you're only interested in certain aspects, those videos will be available.
And the fact is, while we know we've said it during a video, a live say, it doesn't mean that, you know, most people are going to watch that. So having sub things where you know you're going to find something that's really useful. So I'm going to start sharing, which is awesome.
Okay.
And yeah, guys, talk to Stuart, and we'll talk in a moment. And do super chat your thoughts, comments, and suggestions, and I'll be back in a second.
Yeah, well, he stole my thunder, because this is where I always talk about super chats and how they're important to the channel. They support us. They get your voice heard, all that jazz. You know the routine, guys. I mean, when I wasn't here, I don't know how Samuel handled the super chat thing, but you guys know the routine. There's also other great ways to help us. Patreon is a fantastic way to help us. All the links to the relative stuff to help us out is in the description below. You can save yourself money on Eagle Moss ships. You can buy some cool Trekyard swag via Teespring. All those links are down below, as I said. You can also send us a PayPal donation if you want to do that. Super chats are great, but you know, YouTube scoops 30% right off the top as soon as you hit that button. So it's a little bit of a, but you know, they host all this, they make this possible, so they deserve their cut, I guess. But if you want to give us more of that, more of the money that you send us, PayPal is a great way to do it. The information for that is all down below. Just let the moderators in the chat know that you've sent to PayPal, and we will, of course, open it up and read that, your question, comment, whatever, via PayPal on the stream here. So that's a great way to do it as well. What else was I going to talk about? I was going to say something that was on the tip of my tongue. Now it's gone. That's okay. So anything you guys can do to help. Oh, yeah, that's it. One of the best ways to help, the easiest ways, if you can't afford to super chat, is just hit the like button. Hit the like button. Make sure you're subscribed. We're still at like 40 some odd % of the people that watch our videos are not subscribed to the channel. What's wrong? Just hit the subscribe button. It's a big red button. And when you hit that, make sure you click the notification icon as well, so you get notified every time we upload. As I said, we're going to be talking about this today, Picard trailer today. And then tomorrow we're going to be doing a live on the Discovery Season 3 trailer. And then we have one of the Star Trek shorts has been released as well, Q&A. We're going to talk about that on Wednesday, plus all the little bite-sized videos that we just talked about will be released 2 a day, I think, all week. And join us back on, so that's today's Picard, tomorrow is Discovery, and Wednesday is, oh yeah, that's the short trek, sorry. Whoa, brain dead. And then on the 10th, which is Thursday, that is our 5-year anniversary. We're going to do some kind of cool 5-year anniversary live stream if you guys want to join us for that. I don't know if we're doing one on Friday or what it will be, but we'll probably have live streams all this week. And I apologize for being away for the weekend, but like I said, I had duties and responsibilities. I had a captain's chair to look after, and that's what we do. So there you go. But it's great being back with you guys and being back with Samuel to discuss this. I was quite excited when I saw this, so being able to speak with Samuel and get his thoughts and, you know, be able to share theories and ideas with him, it's always much more fun. So I'm glad he took the reins and kind of did things on his own for the weekend. That was really appreciated, and I'm sure he did a fantastic job. So you guys know the story. I've gone back and watched a little bit of it, but like I said, I've been super busy today doing 15 things, running around. I had to go to the bank. I had to do a bunch of stuff. Film, go to the bank, do editing, like start the editing, and go to the bank. And I actually, all I had was one of these sweet and salty bar, roasted mixed nut. See, we bought these for the convention, so I'd have like something to snack on.
Really useful.
Didn't even eat at the convention.
Also happens all the time.
I ate on Saturday. At the end of Sunday, I'm like, I don't even think I ate anything today. It just happens. So.
I've lost like 8 pounds over a convention weekend. Literally once, just because lots of walking, no eating. You don't put any calories in, you use a lot of calories out. It does affect your weight. And just to say a moment about yesterday, a lot of fun. Stressful in the sense that it takes a lot of energy to do that. But I was away during the weekend. I managed to just get back in time to the point that I was literally doing prep a minute beforehand. I was still getting images put all together, so it was very like I was very fast walking from the train station trying to get that all, but hopefully it didn't come across. But I was very, very committed to give you guys some sort of instant reaction. So obviously, so many people of you were messaging me. I'm sure you as well, Stuart, saying, you know, when are you going to do a live? Oh, are you live today?
Yeah,
and it's like
I got like 15 links to the trailer, which I appreciate.
Have you seen this, Captain?
What's that? What's Picard? I've never heard of it.
Yeah.
No, but thank you. I appreciate that. We got another super chat though. Jerry puts in $2 Fans will ignore weird visuals to have Data back. Indeed, they will. I'm sure the Data, the older looking Data, or the weird looking Data, will grow on people, and it'll be fine. It's fine.
I mean, I'd rather have real Brent than non-Brent recast with like his fake voice. It's like I would rather have had the actor be brought back after 7 years to play young Kirk when he was in his, from the flashback from Timeless, even though he looked 7 years older, than get younger. What's his name? Shinzon actor.
Oh, Tom Hardy.
Yeah, I'd rather have had the actual actor that played the young Picard, even though he was 7 years older, than get Tom Hardy, who was bald, to play the young him, because one is actually the young him, one is just Tom Hardy. So, but also accept, it's Tom Hardy. It makes sense, but also, but hey, I'm just happy to get Data back.
And speaking of, let's just get into this trailer.
Yeah, well, your overall general thoughts, Stuart, and you can be more detailed now because we are in the full live discussion ring.
I had the opportunity to watch this after the con on Saturday, watch it a few times, and then watch it again Sunday morning before I went back to the con. And I gotta say, I was kind of impressed. We see a lot of cool visuals and callbacks to things, and a little bit of fan service, but I think it's done well and it's done properly. There were a few "why did they do that" moments, which we'll get into for sure, and not happy about some of them. But that's just the way the ball bounces these days.
And it's still a work in progress trailer.
Yes. That could be a temporary thing. The thing that I'm thinking of. We'll see. I doubt it though. But anyway. So, yeah, I'm excited to talk about it and get into it. It feels more Prime than what we've had with Discovery and stuff. So hopefully they keep that up and we can move on from there. So we'll see.
We haven't had Prime feeling Trek in 15 years, and that's crazy,
Yeah. And people are talking about Data again. There's a look in the chat. I gotta say, after being exploded up real good, I think he looks pretty good. You got to give the guy a little bit of credit because he blowed up real good. So even though it's not data, but we'll get into that. Anyway, we also got another super chat. Nebula1701 puts in $20. Thank you very much. Something interesting on Galaxy class we see in Starfleet HQ. The galaxy behind main shuttle bay is missing arboretum windows, 2 escape pods, and shuttle bay 2 is replaced. Also, Bazaar collectors have hull plates on front. Interesting that you mentioned that. We actually filmed a video today specifically about that hologram of the Enterprise D, which you guys will be able to watch probably tomorrow. It's a smaller video, probably like 10, 11 minutes, something like that. So yeah, we compare it to the actual galaxy, and so there you go.
Yeah, we're definitely gonna look at that in a separate video, and also we can talk about it in this one because part of this is going to be going to every single still frame. Because what I love about doing these sort of videos on trailers especially is that you get the quick cuts and you can't really take it in. But here on Trekyards, we take those still frame, those quick cuts, and we say, nope, you ain't going anywhere. We're going to actually look at you and analyze that. So I've got one frame from every cut, and there's lots of little things that are worth discussing. Discovery as well, we're going to talk about tomorrow probably. Yeah, so I'll give my background on this trailer. I watched it before I went out to dinner. No, after I got back from dinner on Saturday. I knew it was out. Peeled already sent me a couple of spoiler images because, of course, they did. I mean, every other weekend, every other weekday I'm free, having to be on a weeknight. And I opened it and I started watching it, and I'm like, okay. There's some cool stuff here, but it's a very visual overload trailer that kind of throws stuff at you without much content. Although a lot of it's the same imagery, which is quite interesting. How it recycles a lot of its own imagery, which is not because they're all new images, but I mean the feel, which is interesting. I'm guessing they're obviously getting certain sequences more done than others. It's like if you look at the Discovery trailers and such from season 1, it's only from the first 2 episodes.
Yeah,
it's like, well, that didn't reflect the story at all. I mean, that wasn't the storyline. The first 2 was, but it's good, and obviously the fan moments are great. And I said to you in a video earlier today, and I think the one that came out already, that there's the word fan service. I think has become more of a dirty word because people who hate it are more loud about it. In the olden days, fan service was just servicing your fans in a positive way, being nice to them, giving them love, and showing them things. That's awesome. It's like in a Batman movie. Oh, you reference another Batman villain, but he's not in it. That's nice fan service Easter egg. But now it's like, oh, you're pandering, even though the fans are the ones that are buying your Blu-rays and buying your services and supporting you. And if without the fans, you'd have no franchise. And shows that don't get a fan base get cancelled. So the fans are the most important part of the once the show leaves the production, the fans are the most important thing. So it's weird, you know what I mean? So this is a great trailer because the fan service, I think, is all contextual to the plot, or at least in terms of the visual identity of the show, as in Enterprise D makes sense, or the Galaxy's why it's there, the uniform would make sense, all these little elements. It's like that's how I should do fan service, by saying, well, you've got this plethora of canon. It's one of the problems with the J.J. Abrams Star Wars Force Awakens. They don't use any of the old canon. They just say, new era, we'll do all new aliens. But if they were smart, they'd have said, well, we've got this library of 130 aliens. Let's pick the ones that make sense, bring him in. And now people love Toydarians, but oh, cool, he's there. And everything's it's not fan service. It's using what you've got. I think this trailer straddles that line really, really well, and I want to give them absolute credit for that. But they know the first trailer did well because of that. Without the data. Without the data and 7/9, it would have been a much, much less interesting trailer. But that's good. They learned, and this trailer definitely comes along with that. Yeah.
We got another super chat. Justin Hampton puts in $5.
Thank you.
Loved Riker's shock face, as Scotty would say, brought a tear to me eye. That ending with the two of them is amazing. So, yes, absolutely.
I'm not sure I'd say it was an amazing trailer though. But I think it's one of those things that'd be fun to go back and watch after the season's finished and say, oh, that wasn't finished. Oh, that was from episode, like, I'd love to know which clips are from episode like 9 versus 1, because it's all just one big context,
Yeah.
How many people have got watching? 266, which is brilliant.
266. Make sure you're all subscribed, and everybody hit like.
Yes,
please just do that now. It's a simple thing to do. Just hit like. Just get the likes up. We appreciate it.
And click like, because we've got 104. Let's get to 200 likes.
All right, so
shall we start?
Let's get into this trailer.
Okay.
So it opens with a great shot of the vineyard. You see some things doing their pest control, which we've seen before, which is great. And the next scene, there's again in the vineyard, you got an easel and you see Data in the distance, painting underneath a tree.
And it's funny, the first time I watched this, it was on my phone, didn't see Data, so it was actually the back of his body. But I love the simple artistry of this long shot. Now I can see Data in it.
Jeff Jacobs puts in 202 and says 102 likes. He says, oops. Again, that's another thing. Anyway, again at 100. I think he meant 150 there. Yep. Hashtag Picard like Spike. Hashtag make Jeff pay. Thank you very much, Jeff. Thank you very much for the likes. Everybody hit like. Please do it. Do it now. Make Jeff pay. It's always a fun game we have here.
Yes.
We don't make him pay, by the way. He just automatically started doing this when he became a moderator, and now it's a thing. So he can't blame us. But
we should make shirts. Hashtag MJP.
And
it's just for him, because he invented it. It's like, hey, you invented it, mate. You get the shirt. And Raj Hussein asks, how old is Data in this series? Raj, he is not alive in this series. This is a dream Data. So he's not alive at all.
That we know of. From what we've seen, it looks like dream sequences and stuff. So yeah.
But I would stake some Quatloos on it.
Yeah. Jerry puts in $2 and says, I don't want them to limit the nostalgia shots. I don't either. I personally really enjoy them. So
yeah,
I'm a big fan of that. The fan service suits me well as long as it's done properly and actually adds to the story. So I have no problems there.
Robert Hayes says, should wear the first contact uniforms. It looks cooler. Data does wear the first contact uniform in a different version, which I absolutely love. That I was not expecting to see TNG uniform again. Because and cut to that sequence where we see Patrick Stewart in his TNG, very, very crisp looking version, which is nice. They probably made a new one for him for it. I mean, obviously his body's a different shape. It would have to have. I mean, to be fair. He'd said at Vegas, or around Vegas, I should say, that he was about to film a scene, and he'd said he'd sworn off wearing a spacesuit, which is what they say on set for uniforms. But actually, he decided himself that no, the scene will be enhanced if I actually do put this back on, even though they try to avoid it. And this is clearly that scene.
Yeah.
I was going to assume, I assumed easily, it would have been, oh, great, we get to see him in the post-Nemesis, that uniform.
Yeah.
And so to see him in TNG is a true surprise. And while he looks decidedly, the contrast of that, his young self versus his old self, the look makes him look a lot older now. It's, as I said, it's so refreshing to see him in it, which is such a weird thing to say, but it is, and it's a real pleasure. What did you think seeing Patrick Stewart in full TNG again, first time since First Contact 96? That's a long time.
Loved it. I loved it. And it's the good one. It's the one with the collar, which is great. I'm glad they didn't go with season 1 or anything. So I thought it was great. Maybe there will be a season 1 at some point. Who knows? I'm sure he'll never want to wear that again, though. It's all like one piece, and I wouldn't want to wear it.
Yeah, that would have been a real choice, wouldn't it?
Yeah, have to have a distinct storytelling reason for that one.
Yeah.
Jeremy Henner puts in $2.
Thank you.
Hope we'll see some of DS9 characters on the show too, or in the show too. That would be great. I know we got some Voyager characters. But yeah, I would love to see DS9 characters. Absolutely.
Yeah, I assume season 2. I mean, that's the thing. This is a testing the water. They finished film season 1. They're already talking about season 2. Patrick's working out when he can film it next year. If they film season 2, I mean, how much good press they get for getting people on for season 1, they'll see that as yes. And Zachary says bringing Quark. I mean, anyone in makeup is survives age, and they had Quark in the original makeup, in the original costume, with the original makeup artist done for Destination, and he looked identical. Because guess what? Identical. So I mean, I think because Michael Dorn has more of his face visible, Quark is more covered. He looked identical, even though years have passed. But I think Michael Dorn would look older in the makeup, not a lot older, but it wouldn't look the same.
Yeah,
a small detail, but
yeah. But talking about this scene specifically, Data's doing a painting, which I actually mentioned in our thing we filmed earlier, that it's ironic because this is probably a dream sequence, because we see Picard actually waking up at one point in this trailer.
Yes, we do.
And in the last trailer, we did see him playing poker with Data. Again, it could be a dream sequence as well.
Yep.
Data is painting this painting of this figure in white, this lady in white, which could be the foreshadowing of something coming for Picard before the girl shows up, or even after she shows up, perhaps. We'll see. And it's really cool because it ties in with Data's first experience with dreaming. He had started doing his painting and whatever before his dreams it kicked in that Suna gave him. But then in that episode specifically, you see him painting. There's a weird visual, setup as a dream is, and I think that's carried over here a little bit. It's kind of like a little nod to that. I love that they have him painting. It's a great thing for the character to do. So absolutely great. He does say that you should finish the painting, and he hands Picard the brush, and Picard's like, I don't know how, and Data's like, yes you do. So yeah, it's clear that it's not a holodeck sequence or anything. It's going to be a dream sequence. We are both calling that now for sure.
Or by having it cut straight to Picard waking up, the obvious implication. However, if they just film the sequence at the end of the filming session, which is near the end of the season, you wouldn't film an episode 1 clip in season, episode 9. However, to show it makes you think it is. The fact it's on the vineyard. The fact that it's on the vineyard means nothing because it's a dream.
Exactly. Yeah.
So I'm actually thinking possibly, and again, I love thinking these things as we go. What if Picard gets kidnapped at one point, and he's put in some sort of mental state? I mean, we know the Romulans are heavily involved, and we know the Romulans have heavy mind tech, as we saw with Geordi and with Riker. So maybe they're trying to use the Picard subconscious to access information of who this person is, the secret person. They say the destroyer, and he's painting this person, but it's unclear because they're fighting. And Data is actually, because we've been seeing Data throughout the season as a positive force, and Picard just sees him as his guide in his own dreams. In an abstract way, and now here he is, he's walking up in full uniform, which is weird, but it feels friendly to him. So, my friend Data is in uniform. That's nice. And then he, paints it and he said, "Oh, continue it," and then the Romulans can get used to that, because that would be very strange. Either this is a clever little ad, but just I love knowing little behind the scenes tidbits. Same with Hugh the Borg saying, "Oh, I've only filmed Picard." That changes things, and only being with So what do you think of that idea?
That's great. I never thought about that, but yeah, if they're trying to access his memories to find out who that girl is, absolutely, that's great. That's fantastic. I see it more as a premonition of what's coming up, and then he's going to meet this girl, and so.
In my only problem with the premonition is that is such a filmic lazy technique of, ooh, he knew in advance. How? Doesn't matter. It's like, what? So it'd have to be linking something new in the past. So it'd have to link to the first incursion or the Romulus incursion. That's why I thought if it's after the fact, then he already knows this information. He's learned it, but he's being forced. Because the fact that it cuts straight to these, which again better in still frame, these ships bombing this planet quite viciously. And Stuart, can we get an amen for back to beams?
Amen. Back to beams. There you go.
Because the Romans use them later as well, so thank goodness, because beams are important to Trek. They're more of a Trek thing. I think people listened. So what does the chat think about my idea? Because I love thinking of these ideas on the fly as we go.
Nobody said anything, I don't think. I want to read a super chat, though, while you're looking.
Please do.
Damien Howe puts in £4.99, so thank you.
Hey.
Just wanted to say, can't wait till January 2002 for this to drop. And Sam, you did a great job looking after the big chair last night. You guys rock. Thank you very much, Samuel. We really appreciate it. So thank you very much, Damien. We also appreciate that we rock.
Seriously.
We try.
Thank you.
We try. But yeah, I do like your idea of them trying to pull the information out of his... Yeah, that's great. But I personally am calling it. I'm going to say it's premonition before she shows up. But you're wrong.
That's why, just because of the way. I mean, because it's such a clever, cheeky way of editing it this way. This is a good way of tricking the audience and giving us a really late to the game payoff, and it makes us think Data's positive, and then when it becomes negative later on. But wouldn't that be interesting if you double up that actually, what if Picard, the entire time, Data is actually a brought about delusion by Romulans, or what if okay, now we're getting a bit far out, but what if, because Picard was heavily influential in this great event so many years ago, what if Romulans that have been studying Borg tech for 19 years, 25 years, something like that, what if they can utilize that new knowledge because they've been dissecting Borg, to reactivate Picard's integrated whatever's left, just enough to send a signal which activates this Data program in his brain, so that it gives him these dreams, these flashbacks. Every time we see Data, it's actually a Romulan trick to get information out of him. Because that would so be a expectation flip from what you associate everything being. And that would deepen the entire point of it.
Yeah, I was going to say it could be a mind meld, but it can't be, because that's more of a memory thing.
Yeah.
But we got that Romulan guy that's Picard's working with. Maybe the Romulan tries to do a mind meld, and since he's a Romulan, not a Vulcan, it doesn't. I don't know. Maybe there's something cool like that. But before we move on, we got two new super chats.
Brilliant.
Jeff Jacobs puts in 253, 150 plus likes, again at 200.
Thank you.
Yes, I brought this upon myself, he says, but he didn't put hashtag make Jeff pay. And I'm going to use mine, the one that I came up with. Hashtag like spike. Everybody, 333 of you, everybody hit like and make sure that you're subscribed to the channel. It's very important. So Nebula 1701 puts in $2. His premonitions are a gift from Sarek.
Ooh. Sarek's memories. I would link to Vulcan, to Romulan, to... Yeah? That's interesting.
Yeah, we'll see. He also mind melded with Spock, who worked with the Romulans, so...
Well, yeah. And the Rambling Johnny says, so the woman in the white dress that Picard does not want to finish, then painting Dead Crusher. Had that crossed your mind?
Yeah, it did, actually.
Yeah, me too.
And it could very well be. I'm glad when Data handed it in the brush, he didn't say, I don't want to finish it. It was more like, I can't finish it. Like, he doesn't know, he can't visualize what it's supposed to be, or he is maybe hiding the fact that he doesn't want to face reality or something. I buy that, but if he would have said I don't want to finish it,
I don't want to finish it.
Trailer. It's like the game. I don't want the game to end.
But you must, sir, or the Romulans will take over the galaxy. What, Data? Nothing.
You have to let it end because it's a holodeck program, and you have to finish it to the end to shut it off.
Computer end program, and it turns out it was all an Enterprise episode. Jonathan Archer walked in, and that was our first test holodeck. What do you think, Admiral Forrest? Oh, it's great.
That'd be too weird. No.
Season 5 Enterprise.
Yeah.
That'd be amazing. I think you're right with the woman in the sense. I like though he doesn't know that he knows who this is. That this was some person in his past that means more to the situation, but he is like that great puzzle he can't make out in his head.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe the TNG forms are a hint. This is someone from TNG, because how cool would that be to actually have a specific, maybe Vash.
I doubt it. I like Mr. Trent 101. He says the woman is the mystery woman. She is Shinzon's daughter, making her a Picard. That would be a cool tie-in. He was Reman, worked with the Remans and also dealt with the Romulans. That would work for me. That'd be cool. But yeah.
And that so it'd be Picard's half daughter.
Yeah, it's kind of a
daughter-in-law.
They'd have to make up a new title for her, half daughter-in-law or something.
Daughter in blood, daughter in clone. And that's interesting. And actually, I'd never considered Daj is the Shinzon daughter. That's actually legit. I mean, although, no, that worked. That would be really interesting, actually.
Yeah.
And since Shinzon didn't look like Picard, it's fine for her not to know what Picard looked like exactly, because he didn't look the same. Yeah. We saw.
Yeah. Judge 1981 though throws in another $2. Thank you. Picard's Borg implants being tampered with.
Mm-hmm.
Could be. We got Borg. We got Romulan. We got. Who knows?
I think something there.
But let's move on to the next scene.
Yes.
We don't want to dwell too long on each one because we're going to be here for 5 hours.
But part of this scene though is the flashback laser beam destroy things. So these featured twice in the trailer. Shall we wait and talk about these when we get to the second one, just so I can put them?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Paintbrush, beautiful, nice imagery, and also just one last note about the painting. That in itself is fan service because Zeta's a painter, but it doesn't feel like fan service because it's a plot point. That's how you should do it. Just saying.
Mm-hmm.
Just saying.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
But then we get the scene of him lying in bed, and again, kind of implies that this is a dream sequence. But it could be, it's editing, it's trailer editing, it could be misleading. I love how his dog comes up to me and goes, "It's okay, number one." So that's a very nice touch.
I like his his voiceover where he says, "It's okay, number one," as if yes, you were nightmaring too, weren't you, number one, my dog? And Wolf's like, "Oof." Oh,
my guess is that he was having this dream and he was as you tend to do when you're dreaming sometimes, and wakes up suddenly and the dog's like whimpering because he's worried about him.
Yeah,
he's like, "It's okay, number one,"
Yeah,
it's kind of the vibe I get from that. So,
but I think it's different dreams because, like I say, they filmed this one recently, and this is a dream from the first episode.
Do you think it's going to be in the first episode?
No, I mean this sequence because he's only in the villa for the first two. And then they get attacked. It might be first 3. He might come back, but it's just at the start. But that's what I'm saying. I'm guessing that he has dreams at the start, but this isn't one of them because they filmed it at the end. Clever editing. I mean, you've got the entire season filmed, so you can edit. You can put anything anywhere from anything, which is interesting because Discovery they hadn't filmed it all. That's actually interesting. They actually filmed everything before they even released anything because Discovery isn't that way around, or at least wasn't the first 2 seasons. Because remember, they were filming parts of the last season. There's a second part when we met some of them. It was like, oh yeah, we're going back to film season. Sorry, weird.
Yeah. So we get another shot of the vineyard. Beautiful house. He's walking down the, checking out the grapes with number one there.
He talks about that he came there to be safe, but
can
never quite get safety.
You can never escape from your past. Yeah. Be safe from your past. And then he's enjoying a bottle of Chateau Picard, I would assume. And the lady walks up. I love how it's nothing modern in this scene at all. He's even got like an old school style bike. There's just nothing modern. It's like he's totally, departed from modern society.
Yeah. Yeah, it's true. What did you think, though, how the Dash character was such an important part of the first one? I mean, that was about her. This one was so fragmented, but they do this again, and then she's basically not in it for the rest of the trailer. What do you think about that? Because that kind of started to me as a, okay.
Well, even with TV, like with trailers on TV for movies, you get the funny trailer or the more serious trailer. They sometimes try to deceive you to make it seem like a different kind of movie or show. This one, I'm glad they didn't focus so much on her. Like, we got that from the first one. That's fine. This one had a lot more stuff that I was interested in personally. So, what are you laughing at?
Martin Devon. I hope this dog is a destination to Star Trek. Have your photo with number 1.
Martin, welcome back, first of all. Secondly, why are you going to be at Destination Birmingham? Is that the one you're talking about? Because it'd be cool to meet you. Anyway.
That's funny. And guys, 358 people watching, 358, which is amazing. Only 179 likes. You know that's not enough. Click.
We can get to 200. Come on now, guys. Everybody hit like.
Challenge you.
We challenge you. Yes, it is, Captain. So I guess Martin will be there. Cool. Nice to meet you, Martin. Like I said, welcome back. Sorry it took so long. But yeah, then we... Oh, anything else you need to say?
No, I'm just cut San Francisco shot.
That's what I was just going to say.
Yep. So what do you think of that?
It's the future of the future, which is great. It just doesn't feel like the way it's looked before. First of all, I can see a Discovery shuttle, which pisses me off. Second of all, it does have kind of a Discovery-esque feel to it. So I'm hoping that it's nothing like that. I mean, it looks good. It looks fine.
I mean, do you know why it has a Discovery-esque look to it?
No. Is it the same one they used at the end of the last episode of Discovery, Season 2? Is it? Oh, for Christ.
This stood out like an absolute... I'm trying to find the picture again. This stood out to me like an absolute sore thumb. Now, I said that in the live, and someone called me out saying it isn't, which is great because I wasn't necessarily going to get the picture. But I'm going to get the picture and show you. It is not the same shot, but it's the same scene file that they reopened and just re-rendered new angle and changed on the buildings.
Really?
But it is the exact same light. Now, kudos for them saving money because that is a either difficult full 3D or it's a difficult stock footage. But yeah, it is so antithetical once you show the future in Discovery to then say it hasn't changed in 200 years. Given, you know what, they got bombed. They did. Like, this is not going to look like this if it looked like that in Discovery. Look beautiful in Discovery, it doesn't work in this. And I'm sorry for my slight delay on finding the...
That's okay. I'm going to read another super chat because Jeff Jacobs puts in 204 and says 204 likes. Nice. Again at 250 with a matcher. Hashtag make Jeff pay. 371 of you here. If you're new, please hit the like button. That's one of the best ways to support the channel. Just show the interaction that you guys love what we do.
Yes.
And just hit like. And make sure you're subscribed as well. As quite a while ago, 44% of our viewers weren't subscribed. I started mentioning subscribing, and it went down to like 36. But checking again recently, it's back up to 44-ish, 46 sometimes. So I know we're getting new viewers in all the time that might watch and not necessarily subscribe. So if you're one of them and the subscribe button is red, hit subscribe because it helps out. And while you do that, also click the little bell icon for the notifications because we're going to have a lot of breakdowns like this, a lot of new Trek on the way, and we love talking about it. So,
I mean, you know, I mean, what about this though? This shot. I mean, could it still? Does it look futuristic enough to be post Discovery? I mean, or is it too Discovery? Well, I mean, it's meant to be in the Picard era, but does it look too Discovery-ish?
Well, it's funny because the first thing I thought when I saw this is there's too much green, and I understand in the future they're going to want to preserve the parks and all that, but for where it is. You'd think there'd be more build up there. That's where Starfleet Headquarters is. That's, it just, there's too much green. It does, I would think by this time period, it would look a lot different than this, but to kind of bring in the nature aspect of it. So I don't know if that makes any sense, but there you go. But
Stuart, I saw the pictures. This is the one from Discovery. You've been talking about the Discovery one for a bit. You didn't notice.
I haven't been looking at the stream, so
we'll have a look.
Picture.
Damn it! We meant to look at the stream. I swapped them over and yeah, that makes more sense. But yeah, I swapped them over. I was hoping you're gonna call me out or not call me out.
No, there are a few changes I can see, but not very many.
I mean, it's basically
Wow.
It's amazing how many buildings are the exact same, and they just change a few of the buildings around, but it's the exact same light and same reflections. The color grading is quite a lot different. I actually prefer the color grading in the Discovery one more. Actually, it's cleaner. But yeah, it's the same exact scene file or the exact same whatever, just to move the angle a bit. And
that's frustrating.
I don't really buy that when San Francisco got bombed, all of the buildings on the mountain were the same. I don't really buy that.
Well,
I'll be honest.
I mean, you can see they're bigger, taller buildings in the Picard era.
Yes.
And there's less sailboats, so sailboats are gone away the dinosaur by that point. So that's fine.
And yet there are Discovery shuttles in the Picard version, not the Discovery version.
That's one of the things that pisses me off about this trailer. It's a later scene specifically, but we'll get into that. Eugene puts in 500 rubles. Says, thank you, Eugene. Welcome back.
Welcome.
Well, the only thing I'm 100% sure is everyone is old. Yep, older. Jill 47 puts in $2. That is Sausalito, not San Francisco. There you go. We've been corrected.
Oh, right, because the other side of the bridge is... Oh, okay.
Yeah. Fine, Jill. She's always calling us out. People say I'm nitpicky.
But it's fun to see they are the same. Like I said, I liked the scene a lot. Visually, it's just amazing that it stands out. I do think it might just be literally just a reuse from like a future short trek or something. I kind of doubt this will be in the full episode, in the full show.
It could be a placeholder until they've changed it. Yeah, absolutely.
You know, like they made 3 versions of this for different buildings, because I just feel like it's too lazy in terms of like just some things. And the shuttles just don't make sense at all. We'll get into that in a minute.
Samuel,
yes,
I know what was said, so it's fine. Nobody will notice. It's going to be a quick shot. Nobody's going to notice these little things. Hi, how you doing? Nice to meet you. We're Trekyards.
Well, the thing is, it stood out as such a beautiful shot in the first one.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, that's so nice.
And Matt Pearson says it'll be a placeholder now. They've got 3 months left. That's true. And that's kind of my thinking, my hope. Yeah. That's exactly what it is. Just to build that, him going from his villa and the dream to Starfleet Headquarters. They need to throw this in so people weren't confused, I guess.
Yeah,
need to tell a cohesive story in the trailer.
They probably
use
said
that scene.
They probably said, "Oh, we need to have this, but we can't use the Discovery one. You've got a day to change it." They're like, okay, we'll take the buildings, we'll scale them up by 56%.
Get the stretchy tool.
Yeah, because they're far enough away. You can do that really easily. Add some shuttles because we want some movement, and that's a big theme. Last thing about it though, the problem with this compared to the old Treks, where someone was saying, they used the D7 for the Katinga miniature for years and years, Miranda, years and years, and therefore things can last. The problem is this is a CGI world, so the choice to reuse clips is a choice. In those days, it's like, well, we have to save money everywhere we can. We already have this perfectly good shot. It's in VHS. It'll come out once and then twice more in 2 years for syndication. It's not, we can move the camera to any perspective and re-render. We've got a render farm. It'll only take about 4 days to re-render. And it will, you know what I mean? This is a different sort of situation. It is not the same situation. There's no excuse to just use restock shots, especially this impressive between 2 shows. It's either we ran out of money, we don't care, or placeholder, and it could be all 3. It's weird, Yeah. Anyway,
it's a long time to talk about one scene, but yeah, I'm glad you pointed that out. I didn't even realize that, and oh my god. Anyway, next, Starfleet Headquarters.
Yes.
We still don't have a clear view of a comm badge. These are a little bit clearer, I guess.
They were,
but it's not the same as the one we saw in All Good Things. It's slightly different. The bottom taper on the things is different. We'll talk about that more in detail later. But
the top
part's missing.
I from what we think it looks like, I'm still totally fine with it. I think it's a nice version, and I will probably end up getting one of these uniforms at some point because I think they look relatively good. I prefer the bright colours. I really, really do, than having a muted palette. And I thank them for doing that, honestly. Especially compared to the ones in the Countdown comics, which I didn't like that much, and the overcomplicated Star Trek Online ones. This is a very nice iteration, considering what they could have done. It's more just the logo on the banners that I have a problem with. Then we see No, we don't.
Yes.
What, Stuart?
Oh, and then we see the holodeck, or the not
Holodeck.
the hologram of the Galaxy class. I'm not going to say it's the Enterprise, even though there's one indication that it is. They forgot to remove a texture, I guess. There's a 1701D behind the main shuttle bay, but people have pointed out that it is different. It could just be, a different variation of the Galaxy class. The main registry's gone, so I don't think it was meant to be the Enterprise, and really, no one's going to notice. So why even bother taking that one texture out? When the CGI artist like, shit, I forgot that. Should I take it out? That's fine. Nobody will notice. We don't need to waste another couple hours on that.
Yeah, that's why I said it. It's hilarious. I mean, it's so hard to see, and that's fine, you know. But again, this is an easy thing to previs, and a lot of this stuff is temp, and I can imagine this could have been just a fan service item to see what people think. Because if people are calling out this is a cool thing, you might say, yeah, we'll actually, use that shot we have of the ceiling, add the other things in. But it was certainly a nice touch, and it's a problem when me as an audience member says, oh my god, it's actually the Galaxy class in modern Trek. They never do that. They never use the actual Trek. To feel that way is quite scary. That I was surprised they actually respected the canon to use this. Whereas like in These Are the Voyages, the Final Episode of Enterprise, you see the Galaxy class, and it's a beautiful model made by Gabriel Kerner, and every shot we see of the exterior is like, oh, that's so fucking good looking, and so on the inside, oh, so good looking. Blown away by how extra bonus it looks. I went above and beyond, and here it's like, wow, they did it. I'm blown away by they did it. But that should be the opposite opinion. That's sad that Star Trek Discovery has ruined that for me, the expectation of bad Trek, and then JJ films as well. The fact that the Kelvin should look like a TOS variant, the uniforms, all these things, the Franklin should have looked consistent, but didn't. All these things that they've chosen to hurt. And there are still multiple versions of the Galaxy in some small ways, so it can still be a variant. But we've got a video on this coming out later on. But it was definitely a yippee moment. Like Anakin in the pod racer. Yippee!
Yippee! Yeah, it was great. And as we talk about with the little video we did on it, it could be that the ship is changing. Next it'll be a Sovereign class. It's kind of cycling through the famous Starfleet vessels, which at Starfleet Headquarters, you would expect something like that. So I would love to see that as well. See a few other ones up there would be great. So we then move on to him introducing himself as Picard.
Picard.
Yes. No K. Picard with a C. And the young guy says, it's great to see you back on your feet. So referring to, was he ill recently? Was he just because he retired from Starfleet? Now he's back in Starfleet Headquarters. Is this guy like, good to see you back, sir? Like, it's an interesting line, but it's taken out of context. So maybe something has happened. Maybe he does have his iridium syndrome or whatever it's called. And people know about that. It's hard to say, but good scene, I think. And he gets his little visitor badge. So
yeah, certainly. And this, I think, again, we're retraining on some things we said earlier, but that's because we've been talking about this all day. Yes. I appreciate this because in the first non-leaked but sort of leaked teaser scene at the CBS conference, there was this moment where Picard walks in and the guy says, "Hello, who are you? Can I help you?" And he's like, But clearly, the reaction to that wasn't ideal, and so if you watch this trailer, even though it's obviously a trailer, they have not the you don't see the man saying the dialogue, you hear it. And it's completely different tonally to what you see in what they saw there. So my absolute guess is that they're either trying to make a storm by doing different dialogue the first time round, because that would create a media interest. But I think they've swapped it so they do know who Picard is, but they've changed it so he's just like, "Oh, hey, you're back. Oh, my God. Admiral, you haven't been in Starfleet Command in 5 years. Brilliant to see you, sir." Thank you.
Yeah.
And he's just saying his full name just for pure politeness, as he's trying to... So I appreciate, I think they've reshot, / re-edited this to make it better. So I appreciate that.
Yes. And 420 people here now. That's fantastic.
Oh, yay.
Everyone hit like. We still haven't hit 250 likes. We should do that. # make Jeff pay. So everybody hit the like button and help us out that way. And make sure you're subscribed as well. Very important. So
question.
Yes.
There is these several little dots on the table, and a hologram screen coming out from it.
Yes.
I'm sensing they're going a complete hologrammatical way.
Yep.
How do you feel about Starfleet Command, the front desk having a hologram display only, and no L cards of any kind, no displays, just generic office desk and then holograms? What do you think about that?
Doesn't bother me. I think it's kind of a cool take on what would come after TNG. I have no problem with the holographic displays as far as that goes here. It's weird that it's all red though. It's like, it's not red alert, is it? You're not a red alert, are you?
Unrecognized intruder. What?
So yeah, I have no issues with that personally. I think it looks kind of cool actually.
I just mention it because you can tell they're going to completely swap to holograms, which is a shame because displays and how they were doing things was the same for hundreds of years. It's weird to suddenly have the hologram switch, especially as we saw all good things we saw in game. We know they still use the same rough stuff after this. So it's another who the hell cares, we're doing our own way. A hybrid would have been better. You mentioned earlier, like have a panel and have a hologram. But I can tell, obviously, they've gone to a physical building here. This isn't a set, this is a building. So it's easy for them just to put these little dots on the ground, whatever, and have a little hologram. But it would have been equally as easy just to put a display. Cool. Like, you know what I mean? So I'm disappointed because that's, I think, where we're going. And it's really going to derealism it a ton. And actors can't display as much. It's going to really bring down the realism and more just generic-y sci-fi. Because as we know, Star Trek isn't our future, it's their future, and they didn't use hologram technology like this for their entire lifespan. So I'm disappointed personally, but I can see why they did it. I just disagree.
I have no problem with it because we haven't seen anything from this area yet except for this. So if it's done well and it has a visual sort of reminiscent feel to advanced LCARs, I'll be fine. But
I don't object for timeline, just aesthetical choice. I wish they hadn't, because once you go hologram, you don't go back,
Unless you're in Discovery and then they decide we're just going to stop using hologram. We're not going to get into that discussion. John Holland puts in $5 Canadian. No Federation ships seen in any of the trailers. Do you think there's a chance they won't have any in the show and ship? I don't think we'll see any. Well, we'll probably open with at least one in the distance or something, or flyby or something, and then that'll be it. But I don't think we'll see many of them. No.
My guess is that we're absolutely going to see the new hero ship, which we're going to talk about as we go through this, and we're going to see some sort of Federation, like as part of it, they have you seen this, Picard? It's our new Enterprise J or G. Oh, very nice. Oh, no, that's a great Federation. Hey, just like my John Eves. And we'll see a few things, like as they warp out of Earth system, we'll see a whole plethora of ships. We'll see a couple of Mirandas updated with new plates. We'll see it. I think we're actually going to see a few, but they're going to be always background scenery until like a ship is sent to take them down or help at the end.
Police. Yeah, the police will show up and it'll be a Federation ship.
I think we'll see one highlighted new Federation ship, because they want to sell. They're not going to not design new ships to sell for Eagle Moss. They can just literally invent Federation ship that this ship passes as it leaves space dock, and they can sell that for 100,000 units and make money. It's like they can literally print money, Stuart, for this, and that's never been a thing before. So except for George Lucas, I guess, inventing Alien is just because toys.
Yeah. Justin Hampton puts in $2. Awesome. Make me and Jeff Pay. Fleet Paw Swiftback puts in $4.99. Those look like the visitors' badges, not part of the display. Oh, they are. They're those are visitors' badges.
Hey.
Good call out. Thank you very much.
Well seen. Although non-super chat for a second. Benjamin0119 calls me out, or tries to call me out, says Endgame is a what if future that got aborted. Yes. Shouldn't affect anything, because it's unlikely it would suddenly radically take a left turn. Even with, especially as they then got Endgame tech, which in itself wasn't holograms, so it would be I think the fact was every single future from every single version of the future, like Visitor, I've always seen it, so it's daft to say 5 times it's been one way, but do you know what, in the real version it's this. It's like, no, that's pushing it.
Nebula 1701 puts in $2. Yeah, those look like visitors, but they are absolutely visitors badges, so good call. We admit that we didn't catch that.
Oh, now do you think then that actually he's inputting into a visitor badge data? Like he's saying, what's your name?
Like
bleep,
who
bleep,
it
bleep,
is,
bleep.
yep. Yeah. So if they need to, they can be like, computer, where's Patrick Stewart?
So that's not his.
Where's Mr. Picard? Yeah, to be able to track him in the building. Sure, I buy that.
So actually, it's not his display per se. It's just a minimalist desk, and he's brought it on. Cool. Okay.
Jeff Jacobs puts in $253, matching Justin as promised. Again at 300. Hashtag make Jeff pay. Guys, everybody hit like. Let's make Jeff pay. It's a fun little game.
Click it right now.
Lucaroo puts in £5. Hate watching people wave their hands around with thoroughly generic gibberish hologram displays. It's lazy. I know. It's like, we'll add this in later.
Yeah, and it's expensive. Just build a panel.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay.
Easy peasy.
Yeah. Props to the scene overall.
Yes. Oh, Caleb Horn puts in $5.
Thank you.
Have you talked about F8? I thought it was a barcode at first. Looks like someone cracked the code, and soon androids are being mass produced. We haven't talked about that yet. We will talk about that later.
Chronological order, mates. Chronological order. 422 people watching. Amazing. And
John Harrison puts in £2. Khan puts in £2. Hey guys, did you see the USS Hiawatha on Eaglemoss? Yes, I did. I'm looking forward to that model actually, but that's another topic.
I love the lack of any detail on it. It was literally built, never expecting. I wish they'd up detail once they know it's Eaglemossable. But yeah. It's going to be nice. Yeah.
So he puts on the badge, and then we go to the next scene, which they arrive in the Jedi Archives, and
with drones.
It's with drones. It's quite clearly the Jedi Archives, guys.
It's really close, yeah.
Walking down with this scientist, and this will probably be where he pulls out B4 out of the drawer, pulls the drawer open that we saw in the first trailer, and where those other androids are probably located. So
yeah, and we've got videos coming out about this, and I've done comparison renders and such. So what's fun about this shot is that there's the same scenes in the first trailer, and it's just a warehouse with lights. Now it's a warehouse, no more, and it's actually a big ceiling. You can see what 3 months does in between. And this was edited right before he goes and sees B4. We now know B4, and again, you'll see that in a video we'll do tomorrow, probably, Stuart.
And Monomorphic says, is she an android? And, looking at her, she's got the light skin. Could very well be an android. Yes, absolutely.
I think I prefer an alien, because then you kind of diversify a little bit. Everyone shouldn't be a human.
And Radio Archive or Radioactive says no visitor badge on Picard in the icon. Well, that's because this is a different.
Yeah.
HQ. I cut out, didn't I?
Yes, but we know what you're trying to say.
Yeah, obviously he's not in Starfleet. Yeah, not in the Starfleet HQ right now, so it's just editing. But yeah.
Yeah, and this is when they. Oh, sorry.
ST Fanboy puts in $2. Anyone hoping to see Enterprise E? I am. As I said, the hologram of the D, that might just be a rotating thing, and it changes every just show off the Starfleet's greatest hits. Why not?
Yeah, Enterprise E refit number 4. Do it. As long as it's as long as it's done by John Eves. He did. He's on this project. I mean, let him do his next iteration. Just say, John. Don't use anything from your Discovery art. Don't. No. That's not the future. That's the far past that you can't link to at all because it's irrelevant.
Yeah.
Anyway. But this is definitely towards the Android stuff. And then they quick cut to this, which is clearly not Picard looking at it. I think this is a cheeky cut. I think this is either the Romulans or a negative force. But let's talk about the androids. Let's talk about the androids. He doesn't get the reference. Red Dwarf. The show Androids. Gotcha. What do you think? What did you think when you saw us on screen for the first time?
I think Simon Kelly has a super chat of £5. Do you think the original series Romulan ship is being used for combat practice? Could even be a hologram drone. I got a lot to say about that ship when we get there, so we will talk about that soon.
I would rather it be that.
None of those things make any sense. But anyway, I didn't have much of a thought when I saw this. I just assumed that they've been trying to work on androids, and this is the closest we've got so far. We just stamped them on the forehead. You're this number. And they're not going to be as sentient or as aware as Data. They're still going to be. Yeah, that's why I think this is the same facility that has the B4 parts in the drawer, because they're using that as the blueprint to do this. So I don't know how. I think this is a little bit of a red herring. This is going to lead us. It's probably just a quick scene showing their work, and then it's going to go to, and it's not really going to be talked about much after that. That's kind of my opinion.
And two other little comments. Bid Horandai 12. Why is Data aged? Data ages. He aged. That was part of his subroutine, and that's not Data. It's a dream Data. And maybe Dan23 says maybe Egan Moss made a model of the Enterprise F because it's going to be in this show. Well, no, they made it a year and a half ago before the show was even announced. So no, that's irrelevant.
That's because it's just the Enterprise legacy.
Yeah, I'm just going to grab some ice. Back to that.
Yep. Jerry puts in $5. Picard, Nemesis, Dr. Soong, penchant for whimsical names seems to have no end. We can pronounce B4. Note how we can pronounce F8 too. Fate. Yeah. Very good. Never considered that. But we can't see the other ones either to see whether they're numbered and just different numbers. But I like that. Fate could be that maybe they finally can extract the consciousness of Data that was uploaded into B4 finally, and it'll be going into this android, and that's Data's fate. So we can have a new actor playing Data. I don't know if I like that idea, but it's definitely interesting. Star Trek fanboy puts in $2. Did you guys talk about the Uncanny Valley Data? Yes, we did. We did indeed. So I personally think Brent looks fine as he is, now. I think de-aging him and making him have like the puffier cheek to get rid of the wrinkles is a mistake, because we did learn that Data could, of course, age. It was actually referenced. So yeah.
Oh.
Anyway, we're back. So yeah, they were pointing out that this, how B4 is, the whimsical names. This one is F8, fate. So could it be that this is like a hint that maybe Data's consciousness finally got extracted from B4 and now can be transferred to another android, and this is going to be Data moving forward, a new actor playing. I'm just saying, with a name like Fate, F8, I know, I said the same thing.
F8 delete. Control F8 delete.
Yeah. But anyway, it could be interesting. It is a whimsical name if you take it in that context, and I didn't even think of that till Jerry put in the super chat and said that.
I think it's more like they'll walk down a row and stop at this guy, and it just happens to be the guy. I think that's just a complete. I like the thought. That's great, but I think that's putting too much into this one shot. I think this is a very. I think this is a direct link to. They couldn't study Data enough, but B4 couldn't handle Data subroutines enough, so B4 eventually imploded because of the Data. Well, literally because of the Data. And then Data managed to get extracted digitally and never quite could be brought back. But because then B4's body was then able to be utilized, they were to dissect it. But the fact is, it was the least advanced of all the Soong androids. So while yes, it was a big help, it would never get them to Data or Lore because it was just so far underneath. So that jumpstarts them to the Federation finally having android tech, but you see the sort of lifeless bodies because they'll play a part in the narrative, but they'll never be the Data, but they'll be you can control, because B4 was able to be changed and utilized as a weapon, so they're useful. I like that to sort of finally get androids out there, while still making Data and Lore unique, because only Soong understood it truly and fixed those problems.
And you made an interesting point. They are wearing orange jumpsuits, kind of like we see on the Borg prison ship.
Yes.
Which is the next scene.
Yes.
So it could be a Romulan attempt at android.
Yes.
Or I don't know why they would look human unless to infiltrate the Starfleet or the Federation, maybe.
Why would you make them look Romulan? Just make them look generic. There's no hair, there's no facial hair. Why? I mean, there's,
Well, that stuff can be added later. I'm sure once you upload stuff into the model, you can add the hair and stuff.
and I'm sure you can just go ears,
Yeah.
Plus, they probably like kidnapped a Federation scientist that maybe used whatever.
Yeah.
But
And it seems weird for Starfleet to just throw them all in orange jumpsuits that look like they're from a prison. Seems a little un-Starfleet, but
no, they're definitely. This is not a Starfleet thing. Given the editing, they won't make you think it is. But the red jumpsuits are too close to the Romulan prison for comfort. And did you? I mean, I was surprised. Cut to the Romulan prison. The second shot, the zoom in, doesn't really feel like a prison to me.
No.
There's lots of random white costume people. There's lots of pads. I mean, it actually doesn't feel like a prison camp now at all. More like maybe an asylum, maybe a hospice, or a rescue. This feels completely different tonally.
Station, yeah.
Completely different to the last one, which is good. Which is clever editing. Because if you turn it the opposite way, the other trailer, it was these people are here for their own protection and whatever. The guards are there because someone might get assimilated because there were some ex-Borg in the place, and it's been 6 years, but they still have guards because of protection of everyone. But you edit it in a certain way, makes them negative. What if a Borg Cube is now a symbol of great hope? So that I mean that's again great, using the trailer to generate interest, and it's wrong. How great is it to create a false narrative that's interesting, just to have it on its head. People, because they didn't say it. They didn't say it's a prison, did they?
No.
They never said it. I mean, we extrapolated.
We saw the Romulans with or what looked like guards on the walkway with guns.
But they could just be
that's the only
protectors.
kind of
yeah. It's clever.
Yeah. Then we get a scene in the Admiral's office, and this is where she stands up and says, "This is not your house anymore, Jean-Luc." And so basically he went to ask for permission to do something and got shot down by the Admiralty because he's no longer part of Starfleet, and he tried to go through the proper channels, and that's part of his character arc here. So it's great. Another annoying Admiral that we can hate.
I really want to see this Admiral uniform. It really bugs me they keep using close-ups and long shots. I think it's a nice uniform. But I said this in our earlier review, I love Picard saying, we need to stick with the values that the Federation's designed for. And she's like, basically, shut the fuck up. It's like, what? But do you think this is about, we know he talks about Daj, but do you think this is slightly later on in the season? Because maybe he does something first. Or is it just about Daj? Is it about maybe the androids? Is it about maybe the Borg? I mean, what do you think, if you had to sort of guess now, what would you say this conversation is about, given the quite dramatic turn?
Because of the way it goes, I would say this is after she shows up, and he's asking permission to take her somewhere or do something, or get official Starfleet help with this project, with whatever he needs to do, and he's getting denied. I don't think it has anything to do with Data or the androids or whatever. I think that's totally a separate thing. So that's where it's probably going to be in the first 3 episodes somewhere. Would be my guess. So
yeah. Basically, I like this moment a lot, actually. And then it cuts toward probably the worst moment of the trailer.
Yes. He's going down the escalators of Starfleet HQ, and in the background and outside, you see, not even changed at all, a Discovery shuttle. Discovery Air shuttle in Picard. And a lot of people said, well, maybe the Discovery shuttles will still be being used now as transports, for short range on Earth. It's like, it's a place, Bill Barkley, all together now, for Stuart Foley. It's a placeholder shuttle. I would like to believe that. However, actually, you know what? It could be. With the way they use the deception in trailers these days, they could literally have put that there instead of revealing a new shuttle design, which they're going to wait for till the show comes out. I would buy that. Oh.
It's really a Discovery.
Yeah, don't do that.
It's
not going to be a Discovery shuttle.
The problem is it's wasting people's time. It's wasting people's CGI time.
But it's gonna be a deception. They don't want to reveal what the new shuttles look like for people like us that are gonna break this trailer down. They're gonna wait until the show's out, and it's gonna be a totally different shuttle, and we're gonna go, oh, those cunning little Vulcans.
That's true. No, that's true. That is true. Yeah, because I mean, theoretically, if it was meant to be a shuttle, which makes sense, they could just re-render that layer and just swap out the models. But it's going to get in bad press from Trekkies because there's literally no reason. You cannot rationalize this. If you're arguing they could be cargo shuttles, well then Type F shuttles should be in TNG. Should be in Voyager. No, they weren't. You don't do that. You don't use those.
Oh, they were. There's a Type F shuttle in
the motion picture.
Yeah.
Which is not that long off the TOS and a long time before TNG.
Yeah.
And we barely saw a Star Trek 5 shuttle in Generations. That was still an altered version anyway. And that was because they had no berth, which are normal shuttles.
Fleet Paw Swiftback puts in $1.99. I said it was a trainer for new pilots.
Nope.
No, it's just dumb.
Nope. It's so outdated. It's absurd. Yeah. It would be if you're going to use really old shuttles, you'd use the Type 9 from Voyager because that was a very, very fast shuttle, very capable, more maneuverable. No, there's no rationale for this except Joyrider, who happened to, find a 250-year-old shuttle and refurb it.
But why would he be? Why would he be anywhere near Starfleet HQ?
And more importantly, why did the filmmakers choose to put that outside the window? Because it's not what it is in the era. It's why the hell is it in the window in this shot? It's pathetic. It's absolutely pathetic. Hopefully placeholder. If not, then you're failing quickly.
Calm down, Samuel.
Yeah, radioactive. Just use a runabout. If that was just a classic DS9 runabout without any changes, we'd be like, oh, nice. It's an old runabout. Because you'd say it's an old runabout. Like, even that, you'd say, that's old.
They're throwing us off to make us think they're using the Discovery aesthetic, and they're not going to. Hopefully. That's my hope. Hope against hope.
I know.
Prime 1351 puts in $1.99. Works fine if you just ignore Discovery. Yeah, I mean, for a future shuttle, it's fine. If there's no Discovery shuttles, sure.
And we can't, because they kept telling us not to.
Exactly.
Like, they're forcing down our throats. They're like, no, it's Prime, it's canon. Read the Eagle's book, it's Prime, it's canon. And besides, it's an awful post-TNG shuttle, because you've got the Type 11 shuttle. This doesn't at all connect to that. I mean, it's fine as a post-future, retro, modernistic, steampunk version of the Type F, or the Star Trek 5, but it doesn't remotely work in the same line as the Type 11. Not at all. So no, it's...
Okay, let's move on from the shuttle, because everybody's saying that, Sulu flew a helicopter at some point. There's a museum.
Well, he probably didn't do his warp training in a helicopter. He just did, like, a little bit of fun training.
I'm just going to ignore it, because let's move on. It's a sticky point.
Next.
It's been addressed, yes. Here we get her walking down the street where she's going to see Picard on whatever, if this is an anniversary of the Romulan incident or whatever the situation is, because you can see him inside there. It is like a store, though. It says something of the future. Review next year's Tech Today or something. It says there. So kind of a weird vibe to it. It's like a modern day like electronics store. Anyway.
Well, I mean, only so much of the stores you can walk in and get whatever you want because there's no money. Yeah, but this is a shot that's also from the first trailer, but heavily CGI added on. It looks good. Atmospheric.
Mm-hmm. Then we get Picard sitting with a friend of his. No idea who it is. My guess is it could maybe be Lewis that was working on the Atlantis project in the episode Family.
Yep, Family.
Yeah. Visits his brother and talks to his old friend. Could be him, maybe recast actor. It's not the same actor, but he's just getting advice from a neighbor or something. I don't know. Probably won't be very important.
I'm assuming you didn't watch the video I did earlier, or what we edited earlier, because I showed pictures of his brother, and he actually looks slightly close to the brother. The other guy's more long hair and looks slightly softer in the face, but as a different actor. I'm surprised how many people said this is the Traveller, because he doesn't look like the Traveller. I mean, he's got hair and he's not got clawed hands.
He does look a little bit like the Traveller, yeah.
But I think he looks like the brother more. I mean, he's just a guy.
But his brother's dead, so.
I know, but also so's Data. I mean, he's seeing things. He's emotional. I mean,
I can't see this being a dream sequence.
No, I'm just saying the actor looked like him. I wasn't saying it literally was his brother. I'm just saying
okay.
It's a guy that's a bit like his brother, but that's just older people older white generic people. I don't know. I'm assuming he's just like a friend, a local friend, maybe a friend of his brother's. I mean, I'm assuming his brother and his brother's wife and his kid all had people he knew around the area, and I'm sure this guy would be like, well, thank you, Jean-Luc, for coming and helping the vineyard. Your brother would have been very proud of you, and then become friends in the last 10 years. So, it's just a guy, guys. It's just a guy.
Yeah.
Who I'm sure is going to get shot and killed when the Romulans come attack his house. Actually, that'd be quite apt to invent him and then kill him.
That's a little dark, but okay.
Speaking of,
it's nighttime.
Yeah.
And he says, after that scene with his friend there, he says, absolutely, this is something I want to pursue. And he puts the comm badge back on, like, yeah, I'm back in business, baby.
Yes.
So,
although it's a different scene, the two shots, they're not the same sequence, which is a clever edit cheek, but
yeah.
But hey ho.
Yeah,
it's all good. It's all good.
Then we get Vasquez rocks again.
And if you zoom in, you see a gold Discovery shuttle, a gold one landing. So that's the one that Picard takes to meet his lady friend person.
I do not see that.
Well,
where is that?
It's to the
there
right
it is.
in the middle.
There it is. Got it. Yeah.
We'll talk about that in the other video. Moving on. And we get this cool lab thing with this lady, with Vasquez Rose literally there.
It's like a trailer home. It's not a lab. It looks like literally a trailer house.
Huh.
But yeah, don't know who she is, but goes for help, and yeah.
Yep. This scene is weirdly edited because they keep cutting dialogues. It's very, very they're forcibly making a little moment which doesn't exist. So I'm intrigued to what the real scene is. Yeah. But yeah, come help. And we get to see this big,
futuristic-looking city with like Cloud City, the gas mine up in the sky there.
What do you think that is?
J-Ray 199, or J-Ray puts in $1.99. Are the dream manifestations of Irumodic syndrome? It could be. It could be. We're not exactly sure yet, but absolutely could be.
I hope not.
What do I think that is?
Yes. Yeah, where is it?
No, maybe a floating hotel or something. It looks like some place like really nice. It doesn't look like a facility necessarily.
That looks closer to what the space station that gets bombed later. It's a more similar design.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh. I actually really like this because it's stock footage of mountains they put CG onto. I think it's actually quite well done. Considering.
Surf Trektonics says defense platforms. No, they would be in orbit probably. I can't see it being a defense platform. Judge 1981 puts in $2.
Thank you.
The rock formation looks like the one in Star Trek 7. I don't know which.
Seven's Generations.
I know, but I don't know which rock formation.
Oh, at the end, obviously the way where Kurt dies.
What, this scene though, or the
I assume
Vasquez
not.
rocks?
He might have paused and be delayed by a minute or two.
Yeah, it's definitely not Vasquez rocks.
No.
It's actually Fire Valley that was filmed in. I think that's what it's called, but it's just outside Las Vegas.
Los Angeles.
Generations. Yeah.
Oh, that one's right. Yeah. But I got like this space future scene. The problem is it looks like a Discovery. It looks like a generic-y, just looks like Discovery, which is a shame. Then
you get scientific research. Yeah, sorry. Go ahead.
No, I agree. It could be. I mean, this might be where Picard goes. I mean, if you're gonna have him visit someplace, make it someplace cool.
This could be the android place as well, because it looks like the table that they're walking up to is the drawer that actually has B4 in it.
That is what I was going to show you in this down this week. Yep, this is the lady who has B4. She says this is my life's work. So this is absolutely where they invent the androids or study them, and she's a positronic expert. So, which is intriguing now that you put all that together. Why is a positronic expert on the crew of the ship they fly in a bit? It's very specific. Maybe one of our. Maybe the Roman,
whatever her name is an android, as people have been suspecting. So,
yeah. It's a little bit too easy. Or maybe the Romulans stole some of the androids and they're going to use them to whatever. Because can you imagine androids with Borg tech? Because I mean the Queen thought they were perfect. I mean, well, not if we're going to get too Borgy, but can you imagine if the Borg are so destroyed that whoever, a drone collective that's still around says, "Oh, androids, yay!" help us get to perfection, even if they're lower end.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Now it's like a different scene altogether with the same person,
Mm-hmm.
where she's like, "I want to help."
Well, I'm gonna help. It's very, very insistent. Yeah.
Then we get another scene out in somewhere.
But it looks like either deserted or...
This is like that Romulan outpost or whatever that he goes to get track down his friend with the sword. Where he gets kicked out of the bar. You get seen get thrown out of the bar in the last trailer. So.
Oh, I assumed that was near his Chateau Picard on Earth somewhere, because there's like a refuge for some Romulans, but we'll see. Looks like he's in his... I assumed his outfit that he's in, the sort of first contact looking one, was from the first trailer, was he wore for a bit of the series, but I think that's probably his main costume, given that he goes to see Riker in it and does Romulan stuff in it, and like the scenes keep mounting up with him being in that, so I think this is more his uniform, which is great if he's wearing a Star Trek looking jacket throughout the whole season. Yay!
Yeah.
Win for Trek fans.
Yeah. So then we got a shot of his buddy with the sword doing a thing.
Yes.
And
there's a Romulan guard behind him with some sort of weapon. We'll see what that is eventually.
Legolas, the House of Romulus. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't get me started on how elfish he looks. But anyway, moving along, we got the captain of the main ship. He's got a cigar, and great
Enough
shot.
said. Yep.
Yep. Then we got the Borg Cube again with the force field and some looks like drones or defense things floating around as well. Again, feels very prison-like, but could be wrong. Could be wrong.
And this shot intrigues me because this feels like a slightly different Borg design than the other trailer. Because if you look at the way the pieces are, they're bigger. I mean, let me cut to the original trailer. I mean, it is the same, but I don't know if they've because it looks better lit to me. Like the way it's been lit and all these grooves being cut in. It's a interesting looking cube. I like the detailing. Oh, I absolutely love this shot. This next one with the Borg corpse hanging in the... That's just like a weird thing to say, but it looks so good as Borg. I really like it.
Yeah, it's very dark too. What's going on? You got somebody on the floor, somebody on the table, and another person hugging them. Looks like 7 of 9 actually.
It does, yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, they're doing experiments on the Borg, obviously, or something, because this corpse in the foreground is like, wow.
And 7 does actually cry for someone's death in a little bit. We'll get to that when we get there. Yep. But yeah, this could very much be Hugh. Hugh could sacrifice himself to help the situation. He's trying to, we know that he's the actor who gave away a little bit too much, talk about how the Borg kind of like ex-Borg, kind of like people who are looked down upon and abused and whatever, and he's there to help and be the supporter. But just the artistry of this Borg suit, the Borg were perfectly done in First Contact. I mean, the only thing you can do is add more variation to them, and maybe some more... I don't know what. Like, they were so well done. They look so creepy and bad, and that you don't need to visually reboot them at all, really. Just add a bit more detail, I guess. But I really appreciate this. Looks very, very Borgy. And Trent Konkani says, Icheb, no, Manu keeps asking to be in the show, and he's not allowed to be. He's not in the show yet, so I doubt he'd keep up that. And 472 people watching, which is great. 285 likes. Stuart, there's a bit of a dis number with that. 471 and 285. That's not quite the same number, is it?
No, everyone had like simple.
Yeah.
Everybody says it could be Chakotay she's crying over. I never once got that. Even when you see the other still, it's like it doesn't look anything like Chakotay. I don't know why that would be mentioned.
We'll get there. Yeah. The next choice. Okay, the next choice is the crying one. I thought it was later. I mean, it's definitely not Chakotay. He's in a red jumpsuit. He's in a red jumpsuit. So that looks to be the jumpsuits of the prisoners. And we know that Hugh later on is escaping them, so it's probably someone else. Maybe like, well, I mean, Icheb's a great choice actually if it was Icheb, because he got captured. He was in this camp for a while. But what do you think of her arm piece? Because now we get a good, clear look of her arm piece.
It looks very much like it did on the show. Even her eyepiece is a lighter color than we saw in the first trailer. It could be that this is maybe a flashback scene for her.
That could be good. Yeah. Sure, could be.
Maybe her stuff's been updated after this. But this seems very, very much like we saw in Voyager. So
I feel like the handpiece is all thinner though. It feels just like and I know that I know the way both the hand and the eye look like resin to me. They don't like metal, whereas in the original one they like metal to me. It looks a bit too matte and solid, not metally and. But at least it's there. Obviously, they didn't remove it because it'd be a real shame. But yeah, I think this is a prisoner, and a prisoner means a lot to her. Could be Chakotay, fine, maybe, but definitely looks too young. There's things about that looks too, whatever. Shame if it's a Hugh. Don't think it's Hugh though, and probably isn't because of the lack of Borg things. But interesting choice. And I don't know if this implies to you that they might have actually increased Seven of Nine's appearance in the series, because I got the sense that she wasn't in it too much. That she was kind of like trying to say, "No, guys, I'm in it," but don't think of me as always in it. But maybe because the first trailer they really, really liked her in it, they might have added it like the last couple of episodes more than they were going to, because it was such a big fan reaction. What do you think?
I doubt that, actually, personally. But Martin Devon says it's her son. Could be she had a son with Chakotay who got.
Well, yeah. Well, it's been 20 years, so he's about. Yeah, I could buy that. Yeah.
Jeff Jacobs puts in 305 at Jay's pay again at 350. So we hit over 300. Thank you guys. 480 of you. Everybody hit like. Let's get to 350. Hashtag make Jeff pay. Make Jay's pay. Yeah. Lockaroo puts in £5. It's not Harry Kim, as he's probably still an ensign.
Yeah.
Yes.
I hope we see Ensign Harry Kim in this.
Yeah.
That's a correct FU to the fans.
Yes.
Like we'd get it, Anyway.
We got another shot of Picard's friend, which doesn't mean anything.
Nope. And then, Stuart, we get the first shot of the ship around Earth, and I've digitally enhanced it as much as I can.
It's not there yet. So Bid Rowie 12 in the chat says could be Odo impersonating someone. No, it's not going to be Odo.
Bit of a stretch.
Very much of a stretch.
Oh yes, and Justin. I thought you mentioned Justin. Yeah, Justin Hampton, $2. Yay, 300. Me and Jeff will pay, as they are continuing each other's awesomeness there.
All right, so yeah, I mean that's probably the front of the ship by the looks of it. I don't know. I have nothing to say about it. You can't really glean anything from that. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean it doesn't look like Star Trek. It doesn't look like a Federation ship. It's got lack of physical detail. It's underwhelming to say the least. But again, I said in our other video, there's nothing to say about it because we've got 3/4. At some point we will. But I get the feeling this ship isn't designed to be a pretty Federation nice ship. It's trying to be this weird kind of, other.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not going to be Federation. It's going to be a civilian one for sure.
Mercenary.
Yeah.
Speaking of.
Next shot's the inside. You get to see the captain with a cigar in his mouth, and then a bunch of holographic displays, which weren't there before in the regular trailer.
As you said, it looks very busy and cluttered. And to see our thoughts on it fully, check out the video later on this week.
Yes. Surf Tectonics says...
Oh, wow.
Or he puts in 1701. Thank you.
Thank you.
Here is 35 cents a month for 4 years of great episodes. Aw, thank you. That's awesome. I love how you did the math with that.
Thank you for watching.
Yeah.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right, so...
Awesome. Picard saying, I need to do good, I need to do the right thing, I think.
Yeah.
Back on the captain.
There's a scene of a holographic throttle. And then we get the ship.
And it does warp out exactly the same as Discovery, which is a shame.
It's placeholder. It's a placeholder. It's a placeholder.
Everything can't be because
I know. I'm making a joke out of it at this point.
okay,
So,
right, okay. And why the blue? I mean, I'm sure they're going to... I mean, you must change the colour of the engines, because you don't have all the engines with the same colour. It defeats the purpose of being... You have the... hopefully they'll change the big ones to be Impulse Red and the ones to be blue, or I don't know.
Yeah.
Weird.
Then we see Picard, and then the next shot is the Batwing fighting... Because it looks very much like a Batwing.
Yeah.
It looks like it's got this Defiant-styled engines on the side, though. They look very Defiant-like. Just saying.
No, yeah, I agree. I just Batwing. I just couldn't get out of my head.
And a Romulan bird of prey, LTOS. Even though, to me, this feels a lot more like what we got in Starfleet Command Volume 2, the game, or Starfleet Command. Just more modernized kind of movie era version of that ship. That's very much what I get from this. And yeah, it could be used, I guess. It could be a holographic target for target practice, maybe. Sure. Okay.
But why pick Romulan and not like a drone or not like a Federation ship?
Because they're going to be fighting the Romulans. Because the Romulans are a big part of this. Yeah. It's just what's in their data banks. That's why it's an older one, because they couldn't steal more modern training than...
Sure.
Eugene puts in 500 rubles. Time travel. No, it won't be time travel.
I doubt that strongly.
Could be, but I really don't think they'll muddy the waters that much.
But since we're on this, Stuart, then you had multiple thoughts about this. Go for it.
Well, I've already mentioned that it feels very Starfleet Command Volume 2 to me, so I do like that. It's everybody keeps saying it's a TOS from Bird of Prey. It's not. Clearly not. It's an updated one. I think, like I said, motion picture era. Could be an older ship of the fleet, could be another renegade team that has got an older piece of tech that's fighting these guys. I never considered the holographic targeting thing, but I kind of like that. I don't know. I mean, I see a lot of potential there. I'm glad I saw this. This really made me and Keith both go, oh, that's awesome. Because more updated versions of that ship are really cool. And now that they're officially canon, yes, I'm fine with it. Unless they're saying this is TOS, but I don't think they would.
Now they're officially canon? What do you mean?
Learn Picard. Like I said, this is like the one from... You're not listening to me. This is like the ones from Starfleet Command Volume 2. So I think it's a refit era Bird of Prey.
Oh, you mean in your extrapolation of what it is?
Yes.
Now you're saying what you think maybe it could be as canon now.
Yes. It won't be a TOS version. It'll be like a later version, hopefully. And then, it's officially canon now.
Sorry, yeah. The
game wasn't canon, but I really liked those ships from the game. Even though they had squared off nacelles, like the Refit Enterprise. Yeah. This one doesn't, but I do appreciate the ship being here. Hopefully it's actually a ship and not just a training program, but... Yeah. Yeah. Judge 1981 puts in $2.
Thank you.
Old Bird refit with a different warp core. Could be.
Yeah. For me, this is the weakest part of the trailer. And as soon as I saw this, I was like, ugh, really? Because it makes no sense to me. It's horribly out of place. I mean, this looks like a placeholder, like someone said earlier. This is we were going to do this in Discovery because it feels like absolutely just a Discovery, a Discovery visual reboot. It'd be absolutely perfect, spot on, brilliant. They just placeholder into this because it doesn't fit to me in any way. There are better designs. There are other Romulan designs which you would link to. You know what I mean. And then we've got renders to show in a different episode about this, but it's like. You wouldn't use this for any reason. If you're updating, you'd make it green. You do different. You add a beacon some way. It just seems a very odd thing that I just can't. I can't stretch to say they either took a TOS one and refitted it. That seems very lazy, or they made a completely identical version besides the nacelles 200 years later because.
Well,
then it doesn't work for me.
The other thing that people have said is that because Romulus got destroyed, they've had to pull out older ships that might have been serving on distant outposts or something. Like, again, old ships can translate into... I mean, how many years was the Enterprise in service? I mean, So
not 250.
It's a possibility still.
It's like saying the NX-06 is still flying around as a cargo vessel. It's like it's not. You know, the Romulans aren't still using their ships from Enterprise. That's absurd. You know, it just. I mean, you could.
We're still using Miranda classes, so I mean, it's a
But
possibility that
they
it
were
could be.
presumably fresh built Mirandas at TMP
Well,
era.
that's what this
Well,
is.
I was about to say, yeah, if this was a fresh build, if they refitted these ships into something newer and then scratch build them, and this is then very old, but then it just feels like lazy to me. It's like if you're going to do this design, at least make it interestingly different. Like even the fin's the same and the back, like it's absurdly similar. Like wow, good job guys to make it the same. But it's like there'd be a damn good reason to make it the same and not at least interestingly different. Whereas this would be a perfect discovery. Wouldn't this be a perfect discovery ship?
Yes.
Like visual reboot done right. It's like just tastefully, just exactly the same as D7. It's like almost the same, just in the cells. You know?
I'm just glad it's there. I'm just happy to see it. I don't care what the context is.
And for
I
me,
have no issues with it being there. So
and for me, it's still like a sore thumb was one of the biggest problems of the trailer. See, it's good we don't agree on everything. I like that personally.
I definitely don't agree with you. That's my favorite part of the trailer. So
What do you think the other ship is that's attacking? Because there's obviously two ships.
looks like a drone ship that they launched, or a shuttle
that's
or
interesting.
something from.
That's interesting.
Could just be like a multi-vector assault mode kind of thing. To attach the drone off your ship, give you a little bit of an advantage in a battle.
Oh, like the Rebels ship that launched a little shuttle out the back. It's interesting. Yeah. Jamal Taylor counters my thing. The Katinga/D7 served for a ridiculous amount of time, so it's not unreasonable. I mentioned this earlier, guys. That's because they're the miniature, so they reused it to save money. You haven't got that excuse in CGI. There's got to be a very distinct reason for it. You can't
because they've already set the precedent of older ships being used because of the model, so they're going to CG in an older ship. Because why not? Because it's tying into the using older ships, which has already been established.
But we all complained about that in a sense for, the other shows. I mean, it already got too much when we got to certain eras. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just. There's better be a good reason. Better be a good reason.
There will be. Martin Devon puts in £2. Remember the upgraded Lakota matched the Defiant. I don't know if it matched, but.
Well,
I mean,
they kind of said it did, but obviously it's different captains. And I mean, they weren't trying to kill each other. I'm sure in an actual vicious. And it's not like the Worf's the best Captain Defiant. Pretty good, but if Cisco was in charge, yes.
Yeah. Anyway, next scene we get more of Picard fencing, and we just did a review of season 1. Was that in season 2 though?
Nope, season 1. Because we looked at it.
Yeah, where he was fencing. It's good to see this scene.
Oh wait, no, you're right. No, that was the child, wasn't it? No, that was the child. You're right. It was.
Oh, was it? It was season 1.
Oh, it was. That was the
or
child.
Season
Yeah.
2. Sorry.
Yeah. Good call.
So there you go.
I do like the idea of this. Oh, sorry. What?
I was gonna say that I can't really glean much from that, except that he got thrown out of a bar here. It's a rough area. He's going to meet his friend. Gets in a fight. I
do want to apologize if I seem like I'm over talking, but I think there's more of a delay right now. The internet's doing something. It's less real time than it should be. Doesn't affect the OBS, but the Skype, I think we're a little bit out of sync by another second or two.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, I like. It's weird to make Patrick at 80-something fence, but that's a fan service, or it just makes sense.
Yeah.
I guess they like swords in this version of the future, which I'm fine with.
We get somebody breaking through some glass.
Yeah.
With a weird Star Wars like Knights of Ren type helmet.
Yeah, I'm thinking these are the same troops that are attack Daj at the rooftop. Because of the phasers they use, they were Romulan phasers. I'm guessing these are Romulan troops are out together. They're kind of like either stealth troops or just trying to hide their appearance. And these guys are the ones that Picard's fighting in Chateau de Picard with a phaser, which is like Romulan phaser. So he picks one up. So it all comes together. I think he's forced out of his safety. As soon as Daj comes, they follow her. All hell breaks loose, and he has to go and deal with it because his home got blown up.
Yeah, Jamal Taylor, I love that. Right. It's the Stig.
Yeah, with glowy lights with neon. Or can you imagine if that visor going vroom vroom vroom?
Uh-huh.
Stig with Cylon.
Clivoid puts in $2.
Thank you.
Totally buy old ships due to the destruction. Yeah.
Just think there wouldn't be any left, and I could argue against that for hours.
So now we're back on the ship. The captain obviously knows the scientist girl. Yay. Again, not much. High five. Woohoo.
Well, I think we see in a minute they're actually making out. Is that those two?
Well, you get that feel that they definitely know each other, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So.
Same Borg Cube shot. It's weird they reuse a few exact shots. I kind of felt a little bit out of place in this one. I'm not sure why, but like they're doing so many new things, it was weird to just use the exact same. Not a negative thing. And then this Daj thing almost felt like a side thought, like a second thought. Like she's not important in this trailer, so to throw her in is like, you know, it was weird.
Yeah. And we get somebody and somebody else.
Well, it's evil Romulan scientist man and Lady Romulan who's control of him. They've always said that in all the panels.
Gotcha.
I like the look of this Romulan lady. I think she's got a very piercing look. Like she looks a bit mean.
I'm glad they dropped the TNG style Romulan foreheads.
Yeah, actually, but the ground troops from the first trailer did have it looked like some ridges. Maybe they're doing both, which would be good.
They should. They should have done a clean but we're not going to get on discussion again.
But that's amazing that I didn't even clock that. But yeah, they've and that's funny because the canon is they've got the ridges. That's been that's been canon for longer than not ridges. So it's an interesting choice.
Yeah. David Bessig though throws in $10.
Hey, hello.
Crap, I missed most of this, but glad to be here. We'll go back and watch it.
Yeah,
some good discussions. So
it's going good. It's going good. They are half Romulan, possibly. Now, what do you think this next beat has Daj kissing Mr. Romulan scientist man, who also helps her escape in a later clip? That really threw me for a loop. Especially as the Romulan lady is telling him to look to try information from her. Now they're making out in bed or whatever. That hit me for a...
I didn't even notice it, so I have nothing to say about it. I mean, we've got to wait till the story plays out.
But now I've said it, I mean, it convolutes.
I got nothing. I don't know what to say.
Really? Oh.
We'll have to see how it is, whether it's a... I don't know.
Well, maybe she's actually... Cause she's the destroyer. Maybe she was a willing part of whatever they were doing. She was a memory and then finds Picard and then they're trying to get her back because she's like, one of the people in in charge, part of it. I mean, that'd be kind of fun. Like, to go find her or whatever. I don't know. It's weird. And like you say, Legolas?
Yeah, exactly. Well, maybe they need... as they're experimenting with the Borg, maybe they actually need positronic technology, so that's how Data and all this falls into it. They send her to trick Picard into helping them and blah, 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 blah. She's actually working for the bad guys. Hope not, but there you go. Now we got an Andorian lady, looks like.
Or, in the chat last night, I said, it looks like Jar Jar Binks.
It does, kind of. Oh, it does when you zoom in. Yeah.
Misa had to defeat Romulans. Picard.
Maybe this franchise will like me.
If I don't, what did George say? If we could make him work, it'll all fall into place.
Oh, he's the key to all this. Yeah.
I'm the key to all this. The Borg love me. I'm the destroyer. I destroy franchises.
Misa back.
Then Stuart, and I said this in our review earlier, a thing we never needed, but I'm excited to see, Hugh back, and here is his new look, which I was very surprised to see being revealed relatively without fanfare, in a sense. He's just kind of there.
Yeah.
What do you think of Hugh's new look?
I think that was good. You see all the scarring from where he got the stuff taken off. Again, it's very much like 709. Kind of the same implants left over, which is great. Fleet Pass Whitback puts in $1.99.
Thank you.
Oh no, not Jar Jar. Jolan True, gents.
Jolan True.
Judge 1991 puts in $2. Could be Vulcan Romulan armor.
Could be.
Possibly, I guess. It's a weird shot though, for sure. But no, this actually, when I first saw this frame, I thought it was Icheb.
Nice.
because it
Manu.
kind of has that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's definitely Hugh, and
I think they're great pieces. You know, the fact that Janeway and Tuvok, I know they were limited less time. That's absolutely fair. They could have no implants visible. I like the approach of this. It's just kind of like stuff, just the stuff that's left they can't remove, but it's random stuff. It's just linked in a certain way. So yeah, I like it. It's minimalist. He kind of implied that he had more makeup to be done. I'll be honest, I was assuming more. But this is this fits me without any problem. I'm good with it.
Mm-hmm. Then we got 709 talking to Picard.
Uh-huh.
Again, her prosthetic looks a lot darker and different than we just saw it in the last scene we saw her in. So this could be later.
Do you need some water there, Stuart?
I got a drink here. It's fine.
Okay.
Eugene put in 250 rubles.
Thank you.
That weird board tech might be very scary if it creates space elves.
I mean, yeah.
There we go.
Then we have one of my favourite bits of the trailer, 7 of 9 shooting, I rather like them, phaser rifles.
Yeah, they're pretty kick-ass, eh?
They're very Halo, but they're still, there's enough Federation in them. The back and the top are very Federation. The front look like the Breen rifle, very, very, very similarly. But I like them. I think they're good. And someone said last night, she's very, very strong, so dual wielding makes sense.
Yeah.
Yes.
It looks like she's in a bar, because it looks like a glass of Romulan ale actually on the bar there. It's blue.
Yeah, that's interesting. and her dialogue is, and I go out and I help people. So I wonder if she's. I kind of wish they're all still doing Starfleet things, but I guess maybe they're sort of kind of like the Force Awakens. Like, no, everyone's off the beaten path. Everyone's doing their own thing. It's like, oh man.
And Judge 1981 puts in $2 and says, "Notice 7 has no circle on her brow, Samuel."
Well, she does there, and then she didn't there. Yeah. Oh yeah, well it's true. I mean, I said yesterday there was, but there is something. There's a weird reflection on the last image, which stands out like a T. Weird.
Yeah.
Don't know.
But now it's time. Stop yelling.
Oh, but it's Jean-Luc Picard.
No, it's not. Oh yeah, well it is. The person that's arrived, obviously. Thank you.
Da 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 da.
The old gruff curmudgeon. Billy Bob Riker, there he is, and he's out of shape and old, but that's fine. I know he was kind of fearing going on camera for that reason, because he actually said that in Vegas. He wasn't really looking forward to it. He was nervous about going back on camera, so
he rarely acts. Rarely.
Yeah.
But if you pay him, like, if he's asked to be back as Riker, he's not going to say no. He can't shirk that responsibility.
Yeah.
What do you guys think of Riker and how he looked?
I think he looks a little rough. I don't know why he's not in charge, captain of the Titan or admiral. Looks retired for sure.
Well, that was 15 years ago.
But he took so long to become a captain, and then he just have a 5-year captaincy. It's fine.
Yeah, it pisses me off that everyone's being retired, because I feel like he would be the sort of officer that would stay in Starfleet for a long time.
Maybe he's just taking a leave of absence. Could be.
Yeah, my hope is that my distinct hope is that they either took a break to have kids, because give them the proper life, and or he's like back on a holiday break, he's just there cooking for his family. I mean, you can take a leave of a year. I mean, you don't need to be on a Starfleet ship the entire time, whatever. So I'm really crossing my fingers that he's not actually retired, because again, young for Star Trek. They can be serving until they're 80, 90, and he's retiring 40. I mean, but then again, if you want to just be a family man, then you can have 50 years with your kids, 60 years with your kids, 70 years with your kids. And I guess he did do enough, maybe. Yeah. But yeah, what do you think to see him, Stuart? Because that was unexpected to see him used instantly,
I loved it.
Yeah.
I can't wait. I don't think he's gonna have a big role in it. I think Picard just came to him for advice. He'll probably end up showing up at the end to save the day, maybe, or something. Who knows? Maybe he'll call in some favors and get a ship that can help them, in their time of need at the end, where you forgot you even talked to him.
Mm-hmm. But it's so
Swiftback puts in $1.99. It's Grizzly Riker. There you go.
But it's so funny to think we did see All Good Things Riker, which is actually older than this Riker. And he's an admiral. I mean, obviously Troy died, so I guess the difference being, that version, gruff and thinner and grey hair. It actually has darker hair than that Riker, but he's much fatter. But it's funny, isn't it weird to think that 3 months ago we saw him in Vegas and we were like, we said hi, shook his hand, and here he is, fresh on screen.
Trekyards business card.
Yep.
Not that he cares, but
and I missed my photo shoot with him because I thought he'd be in Vegas. Got to catch him again. Boo.
Anyway. Next scene, we see Picard giving Deanna a hug, and that cabin is the same one from Avengers Endgame, guys.
Dum 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 dum.
It's also used in another movie that was recent and
Star Trek Generations.
No, it's definitely not that one. Don't even start that shit.
I'm saying because someone will.
I know, because it's not at all the same. But anyway, it's not in the mountains even, so it's probably in Alaska would be my guess, because that's where Riker's from. So.
Yes, and Bill is calling your bluff instantly. All together now, Nexus House.
It's not. But you can see on the right there that little closed-in porch. If you remember the scene from Endgame where they're on the porch talking about things, they're in that corner right there.
Well, not spoiled.
With the camera looking out this way, so. It's not spoiling anything.
No, well, not spoiled. That's what I'm saying. As well crafted.
Yeah. Okay, good. But yeah, this and it was used in another big blockbuster movie, like right after Endgame, and I'm like, that's the same house. It's like this. Whoever owns this house is pimping it out lately, so that's fine.
Yeah. Now this
gotta be the house from Generate. It's not. Okay, I'm gonna stop even acknowledging those.
Yeah, I was instantly like, of course it isn't. People like, I mean, that's the thing, when people go that far in the future, they like the old style touch. I can absolutely see Riker liking a classic wood house.
Yeah,
I can see a lot
in Alaska, right? So
I can see a lot of people liking classics, and it's, I mean, thank goodness they're still effing married. Thank goodness they're still together.
It was used in Godzilla. That's right. It's the exact same house that was used in Godzilla as well. Yes, thank you.
But seriously,
Valkyrie was joking. Okay, as long as you're joking.
But seriously, how good is it to see them actually happy and together? Like, they could easily ruin that. Kind of like Han and Leia. It's like, this is important that you don't ruin these things. And so I'm sure she'll have less of a part than Riker. Although maybe he actually brings Daj there and gets to use telepathy. That's not wording. But that'd be a fun little like side plot. I can imagine that being kind of cool, like a real reason to use Troy. Riker there for advice and for maybe a connection because he's been out of the loop too long. He calls in a favour. Maybe Riker's the one that knows the captain of the ship. That would be clever. And then Troy gets to use a telepathy and get some answers.
Oh, yeah. She got mind raped by the Riemann guy, so maybe she has some thing that can help them with. Anyway.
But it's a lovely moment. I actually think Marine looks better than in person. For what little we see of her. I've seen her in person for the last 5-7 years. I think she's going to look like really good in this. And I hope she does the accent. Actually does the Troy accent, doesn't just do her own accent.
Like, she won't. She doesn't care.
Oh, I think she'll care about this. I think like Harrison Ford, she'll come back and be like, I'm going to do this full on. Yeah.
I disagree, because in the last movie she didn't have it, so she'll be
but that was after doing that continuously for like 17 years. It was just a paycheck. Then this is a big deal to come back, because this might get her more acting gigs. Think about it. This is genuinely a way of getting back in the spotlight, as it is. I know what you mean, but I hope we Harrison Ford approach.
Yeah. Judge 1981 puts in $2. It can't be Alaska, not enough mosquitoes, or they're not big enough. You would see them flying around.
Or it's the future and they just have an anti-mosquito. Well, yeah, anti-mosquito field is not.
Jamal Taylor says the house is outside Atlanta. You can rent it. People were joking about doing it for Dragon Con for a massive photo shoot. Yeah, it's been really pimped out lately. So it is the same house, guys. Just so you're aware. It's not my speculation. It's actually a fact. So there you go.
I last comment on this. I absolutely love the way they introduced Riker with. It sounded like a daughter to me, saying the name and like great. They have a kid. Awesome. Perfect.
Yes.
It's nice.
So then we get more shots of the space battle with this Romulan, and it's really cool. I love seeing the two phaser beams come out the front. Um, so yeah.
I'm surprised how dark the VFX is and how not pretty it is. You know, it's not even like it. Do you know what I mean? It's like low detail. Like it's stylized over whatever because
like Discovery style where you can't see anything.
But not as detailed somehow. It's weird. I'm not really. I hope it's early. It very well might be. Because that would kind of make sense to show it. But it doesn't. It doesn't look good. Like Voyager looks cleaner, nicer, better than this, and that was done 20 years ago. Enterprise for sure looks better than this.
Yeah.
You know. We'll see. We'll see.
Monomorphic says, "Stop yelling." He says, "Yelling." Well, see, that's one of the great quotes you can use when you're a parent. Do as I say, not as I do. I can do what I want. You need to do what I tell you. Yeah. So
Matt says, "Thank you, Sam." What did I do? What did I do, Matt? Did you message me? What did I do? You didn't. Okay.
All right. Cool. We got a ball kicking scene. I guess sounds dirty. I don't know what the hell that is supposed to be.
It was wonderfully out of context.
Yes. It still is. I mean, you got this thing and then a rock forming like around it. Like, I don't know.
Oh, you mean the circle thing?
Yeah. It looks like some kids actually. Well, because the one guy looks so much bigger than the other one. I don't know what the hell's going on. I don't care.
I go to cult. My first thought was cult here. The cult of the something.
Could be.
I like the visual. I don't know why.
Hold on. Aaron says if it was their daughter, she'd be almost 20 years old now. She was born in 2301. Yeah. Well, how do we know how? Maybe they had another daughter, though, that's only like 5. Who knows?
Yeah. 15, 13, 10. Yeah.
You can't say for the fact that she should be 20.
Maybe Deanna had 15 children because Bed says can have 15 children. Oh, and Matt says,
time, like a litter.
And Matt says about the dark VFX. Thank you. You're welcome. Yeah, Matt, we could definitely do better VFX. I'm just saying, you know, and you do darker than me as well. But we could. But I mean, you know, whichever. Hey, Discovery learned from the first episode. Wow, make it 85% lighter than they did, and it was better. It was good. Then the Hugh's costume revealed. What do you think, Stuart, of Hugh's costume?
It's very Romulan.
Oh yeah, it is.
Look at the things on. It's very Romulan.
And other people had the white badge. Previously, that was something other people had. So I guess he's sneaking in. Yeah.
Which ties into the original Romulan emblem from TOS. It had that shape, and then it had inside it the different shapes.
You're right, I like that emblem.
Yeah, and he's helping Picard and Dodge. Is that her name? I don't know. Anyway, he's helping them. So
you'll care eventually, Stuart.
Yeah, I don't care right now though.
And I said this in our other review. This is great. This really turned things on its head, but I think supports my shit's captured second half of the season, gets into the Borg prison because Picard's there to rescue them now, rather than starts there, because this really does change the context. Yeah. But I like it, and yeah, cool.
Yeah. And we got some kind of funky card game going on. Again, out of context. It does look like it's Dodge, though.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Somebody playing.
It looks to me like a Vulcan or Romulan game based on the styling.
Yeah. Next scene is the captain and lady girl making out there, or at least they're very intimate. I mean, making out. They might just be really close old friends, and they're just like, "Hey, how's it going?" People's faces. You know,
hey, good to see you. Hey. I mean, when we see each other in person, we just can't keep our eyes off each other, you know?
Yes, that's exactly right. Anyway, moving on.
Okay, now we can talk about the spaceships.
Oh yeah, these things. They don't feel like anything. They look like stingrays or something, but they don't feel Romulan. They don't have any kind of distinctive feel to them as far as what they could be. So that's tough, man.
Yeah, I had a long debate about this.
They're destroying Babylon 5 there, as you can see.
Okay, pause 1 second, because I had a long debate about this yesterday, so let me fill you in, as in what we were saying. First question, Is this Starbase 1?
No.
Good, thank you. In fact,
Clearly not Starbase 1.
I had a lot of people saying it was Starbase 1.
No.
It's not. I don't think it's Federation, based on the design. It's too... Well, it's too... You can see it's not Federation. Now, look at the first shot. The red planet looks to be the same place the Vulcans were maybe going towards.
Yeah.
That was my slight whatever. Now, if you look at these ships, someone said this and I jumped on it. Tholian. Post-TNG Tholian. Because I buy
Possibly?
that. I buy that so much.
Yeah. Yeah. It is really tough to say, though.
But it's not crystalline, but there is definitely that vibe if you go out the crystalline feel. All the right shapes, all the right colours, aggression. Because there was a map that was released that's at the new exhibition at New York Comic Con, and it showed all the different factions, and the Tholian hegemony.
Yes.
That is a big presence on the map. Like, legit, it's one of like the 5 distinct places.
It's the Tholian Empire. It's the Gorn hegemony.
I was so clever until I wasn't. That's okay.
Sorry.
That's fine. But to show
I
that...
have agreed with you, because I should have known you were wrong. I'm just kidding.
What a pal. So I like that. I mean, they're so underused, but potential, and you can imagine these guys might have taken the weakness of the Alpha Quadrant to go and do bad things, and I really like that as a, the Tholians are doing bad things. They're not the best people. They really aren't a very nice race. And they bombed, and I mean, who would have said Tholians? No one, but that's a really nice callback, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Tholian Assembly.
That also sounds right.
Anyway.
But what do you think's happening here with the space station then? 'Cause it's pretty visceral, pretty blowy uppy.
Well, I do think it is Mars, because we kind of established in the last trailer that it was Mars because it had Mars features. So if that is a red planet, even though it doesn't look like it, it looks like a shockwave or something, because on the bottom you can see stars
this is true.
through it.
Yeah.
So it's hard to say, but it could be part of Utopia Planitia. I don't know. I don't think they bring the Tholians into it necessarily. I think we're going to be confined to the Borg and the Romulans for this season, at least, as far as the main story goes. So it's hard to say. Could be that these are new Borg designs. Like the Borg are not thinking along the same lines, much like we saw in with the Renegade Borg ship. Weird construction design.
Yeah.
Who knows? It just doesn't feel Romulan. It doesn't feel like anything. Really, so
no, they're not Romulan. They really can't be. There's nothing to them that's Romulan. But they're cool. I like them. They're incredibly simple, low detail. I kind of wish they had more geometry, and texture detail. But I'm assuming this is probably a flashback as well, given the fact that these things are what Picard sees as the destructive, blowy uppy. And I don't mind if there's a new threat that comes in and Picard has to deal with it. Not everything has to be linked if it's a motivational thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, they blow up a planet, a city, and then they also blow up a starbase. I bet they're both flashbacks or images. But yeah.
Justin Hampton puts in $5. Jeff Jacobs $350. Make JS pay. Also, WB Red Glove with Q. Like Steph from him in Judge's robes. I don't understand. That's okay. Jeff Jacobs puts in $2. Made JS pay. Thanks, Justin. Again at 400. Hashtag make the Jays pay. 403 of you. We can get to 400 likes. Come on. Hit like.
Mr. Captain 93 says Zindi.
Oh God, I hope not. I'll tune right out.
They would work fine for Zindi designs though. I could see him.
Oh
Zindi.
Yeah. But.
And guys, if you do want, as you can see, we are in the chat a little bit, but we are focusing as well. Do super chat if you want a voice heard. We've done very well today, but always look for more to support the channel. Thanks in advance.
Yeah. Another shot of 709.
Pretty dramatic.
And then a shot of a little girl at a window. Now this could be Dodge. This could be anybody. This could be Riker's kid. Who knows? I think it's probably Dodge though. I get that impression. So
that was my assumption, and in fact, it was confirmed because the stuffed toy is also in Daj's room in the first trailer.
Oh, that's right. Yes, you're right. Absolutely. Good.
But I think this is either like a fake memory that she's flashing back to a memory she doesn't have, or something else. Because it's a very odd shot.
Yeah.
It really stands out as anything, anywhere, any film. I could film this, you know. But it's stuffed toys. Clever that people notice it. I love people who notice things. Yeah, and then we get the Picard friend who's holding a phaser of some kind. Looks like they're probably going to go to the more gun web phasers. Although I guess she's still not Federation. I think she's specifically X Federation is this one. And they called that out already. Both her and the captain are. But I kind of hope we see an evolution of the Dustbuster, or at least the classic phaser. The Gene, Gene wanted no triggers after TOS. Like that was his intention to have that sort. I kind of wish we continue on that line rather than just have guns because. It's more Star Trek.
Judge 1981 puts in $2 donation on behalf of Lizzie Smith.
Oh, hi Lizzie.
John Holland puts in $5 Canadian. Maybe CBS could do an hour-long Tholian Christmas special with only the Tholian language. That'd be great. And be Refraction Day. Refraction Day. Yeah.
Yeah.
The next still, though, is Daj. She's obviously a vampire. Got out in the sun. It's melting.
This was interesting.
I'm thinking this could probably be a dream sequence as well. After he meets her, he has a vision of something happening to her, and then she like disintegrates or something.
Ooh. Because this is the same staircase she beats the Romulan fighters on.
Yep.
Maybe though in the fight they splash her with acid, and the only way to heal her is to take her, and Picard to let them take her, otherwise she'll die. Kind of like last ditch, and only the Borg nanoprobes can heal her. Or maybe it's like a trick to show Borg nanoprobes are in her, so she'll heal as she's screaming, and it's like, oh my god, how did you heal? But yeah, it's very abstract. I'm confused by it.
Next scene is Picard giving himself a high five.
Cool.
And if you notice the bottle in front of him, right? You zoom in on that. It looks almost like a Romulan-style bird inside.
Oh, right. That's what, yeah.
It's obviously not, but it has that TOS Romulan bird look.
Romulans everywhere.
They are.
Yeah. Very abstract, but good for them.
Next shot is the
bop.
Again, back to the bird of prey and the battle. And really visceral, the two things coming out the front there. It's like, wow, it's brutal. So I'm happy to see this ship. I really am. I'm sorry it's your least favorite part, but I really am. I'm stoked to see it.
Good. Yeah. Well, it's fine. It's like with the it's like the Discovery phaser rifle. You hate it, I love it. That's fine.
Yeah.
And then we get, I think fair to say, a rather sweet end on their little water bit. They have a conversation. It's gonna be a really nice scene, I think. Although the one problem I have is that Riker is still as a big guy and he has a lot of presence. Picard doesn't as much. And this once he got his arm around him, he looks like a shriveled old he doesn't have the presence. I accidentally started the Blu-ray for next episode of TNG, and Stuart's like, Captain's log, start it, and he sounds so strong and imposing, and it's like, because sometimes it looks really good, sometimes it doesn't.
Yeah.
But I love the symbology of this, and you can imagine that, based on Patrick's acting, this scene there was no acting involved.
Yeah.
They're really, really good friends, and they just had a chat. It just happened to be scripted, and you get that it just comes off the page.
Do you think this is the scene he was talking about, where they're just left alone by the forest with the drone?
Oh, maybe. I didn't think that, but it would make But I think we both assumed that Rye could beam into the vineyard at one point. But yeah, this would make more sense, and I can see him doing a drone pulling away as like it's a nice end of an episode, and then it cuts to space. And it's like, oh my god.
I'm glad you didn't make me change my mind. Are you kidding? I know better.
No, I absolutely agree. It's a shame. I liked my idea better when we thought before this trailer, because I wanted to see Riker in uniform and doing uniformy things. Because making everyone if you made everyone goddamn, it's annoying because in all good things, everyone is still very, very busy. To make them all retired now feels so disappointing. They're all busy. It's just weird.
Martin Devon puts in £2. Judge me by my size, do you? Master Yoda.
And Dan23, he references fishing, the Stargate fishing. Yes, sir. Yes. Love it. Good reference.
Yeah, so that's the end of the trailer, guys.
What an experience that was, Stuart.
Yeah. A lot to discuss for sure.
Yeah.
It's going to be a good ride for sure.
Yeah, and you see, we do actually have a lot to talk about. I mean, people might not think we should or could talk about these things for this long, but given us the respect they deserve and the genuine breakdown, there's some great things to look at this week, because I also didn't mention certain things and some renders that I think you'll appreciate the comparison stuff. Have you changed or enlightened your mind in any way after doing this full breakdown, do you think, with this trailer?
No, I got a few new ideas from you, like instead of a dream sequence, like some kind of mind manipulation where he's trying to block it out. That's cool. Other than that, not really. I mean, there's a few things brought up that were quite interesting, but I can't specifically recall any right off the hop here. But I'm just excited to see it. I'm just really excited to see it.
And it's really soon.
Yeah, January 3rd.
The joke is each month I have something dramatic booked. So for me, it's already January because I'm fully booked. So if it's already January, then it comes out really soon. In my head, it's already January, even though it really is it's a while away. But it's not for me, so it's quite confusing for me.
Yeah.
Like I don't really have any life for the next 3 months. Except seeing you, because the next one's seeing you in a short amount of time, which is nice. And we've got short treks. They all got announced. We've got those to look at pretty damn regularly. And it's funny. I guesstimated they'd release one per week or one per month or whatever till the show came out. But the fact they've released two at one time means they were so done with them. And Picard was quicker. Like they wanted to rush it a bit more. They're like, oh, yeah, we'll get January. So shit, we haven't got enough weeks. We'll just release two in one day, because you don't know it for a monthly subscription service.
2 shorts?
They're doing 2 in December, yeah, same day.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because that's bad for a subscription service where you want monthly people. That's not the way you should do it. So there'll be 3 that month.
Yeah.
So I kind of like they went out so quick. But I mean, I can give them credit. They said 2019, end of 2019, but January 2020 is a fine compromise. That's not a long.
Yeah.
That's absolutely fine. But if it was February, that's a bit more in March. I think they're kind of gently rushing it out, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. We got The Mandalorian in November, the new Star Wars movie in December.
Oh my god, you're right.
There's a lot going on.
New Lost in Space in January. That I'm excited for. I think there's something else I want to review with you that was worth reviewing. Because I really enjoyed his reviews.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know. Zachary Gibbons. And it's a question. I'll add a question slant at the end of it. Need to do the Discovery Season 3 trailer review soon. Stuart? Question?
Answer? Tomorrow.
And also, straight after this, I'm going to upload the edited version. So yes, you're going to get it in like half an hour, and tomorrow's live.
Yeah, it'll be a short edited version talking about our thoughts, and then we're going to do a full live tomorrow talking about it as well. So yes, stay tuned.
Yeah. We'll see. We'll see you tomorrow for that. I think we've got 450 people was our max today.
Mm-hmm. And Martin Devon says, Mandalorian, is that a full new Star Wars film? No, it's a series. It's a television series on Disney Plus, releasing November 12th, I believe. So yeah.
Yeah, I really want to do. Really want to review that. It's going to be a lot of fun, or not. We'll see. So I can imagine doing quite a few reviews.
Mm-hmm.
Jeez.
We're going to be busy. We're going to be busy for a while, but that's fine.
But it's worth saying we've also filmed a lot of the Saturday content, so we want to keep that consistent. Even if we are doing other stuff on Saturdays, I think we'll probably still try and keep a classic Saturday coming out as well. Because we've been so good at filming in advance.
You know why? Because I get sick of hearing, I miss the ships. We try to do ships every Saturday. Sometimes we've got some interviews and stuff that have been kind of slipping in there as well, but we've covered most of the ships. We've got a huge backlog. If you want to see a ship thing, there's a bunch to watch. If there's a ship you want to see, just type it into the search bar. You'll find it.
And
there's lots more coming.
Yeah, we got a lot film, but you guys watch them less. I mean, the views went down, so you know. But I mean, every time we release an interview, there's so many people that praise us hugely for the quality of the interview and the things said and the, so we try and have good. At least it's quality, good content. That's what we always aim for.
Yeah. And there's also a finite amount of ships, really. So.
Well, at least ones you'll watch. We can look at every single ship from Enterprise, but like
nobody cares.
Yeah, 3,000 views is not really enough, sort of thing.
For being a trailer review, this was a pretty good one tonight, gents. Thanks again for the review. Well, thank you, Brian. That meant a lot.
Thank you.
We do try to put as much time into each of these as we do to the others. So.
Yeah, we really do try. Do the full-on Dreadnought. No, but I think we have another. Yeah, I have 2 Babylon 5 ships ready to film-ish, like in the pipeline. But guys, like I did with yesterday, and it seemed to work very, very well actually. Don't know if you saw that, Stuart.
No,
but
I heard about it though.
It wasn't meant to be a thing, but it became a thing. So, who wants to be the final super chat of the night? Who wins the stream? And I'm going to set a 5-minute timer. I'll end as soon as that 5-minute happens. So we've got 5 minutes and counting until the stream ends. Who wants to be the very last super chat of the 5 minutes in the 5-minute before we end? But yeah. Oh, it's flipped, isn't it? It's always flipped. I know.
It is flipped. You should have an on-screen one you can pull up.
I should.
It should be fairly simple to do.
Boo.
Sorry, I'll talk to the people while you do that.
Yeah.
And stay tuned, guys, because I'm going to be releasing the Denise Crosby panel probably tomorrow. Just as a bonus goodie. Plus, you'll get 2 other videos from us as well. And then the live, of course. So we're back to like videos every day. We did videos every day for a few months at one point. So
longer than that. It was like 7 or 8. It was a very, very long time.
Yeah. So yeah, we've done a lot of content, and we love giving that stuff to you guys. But so look for cool stuff. And Friday, I'll have my captain's log. Hopefully, I'll have time to edit it this week of the London Comic-Con. I think I'll have time. And yeah.
Okay, there we go. 5 minutes.
Stuff. All right, Judge 1981 puts in $2. Thanks for all the fish.
Dum 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 bam 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 ba da ba dum. Oh yeah, Jill, I'm just doing it again today as like a gentle sequel. I'm not gonna do it every time. That's silly. Don't worry. Oh, Dan loves a bit about concept ships. Yay! So do we.
Devin. Yeah, Martin Devin puts in £5. Win or not great stream, and thanks for re-adding me, Denise. I knew it. Oh, yeah, no problem, Martin.
Thanks, Martin.
Eugene puts in 500 rubles. Discovery was mentioned too many times. It seems there will be the same thing with Discovery. Production team doesn't know how to spend money in a smart way, but this time there's not much money.
Well, you say that, but this is the most expensive and high-budget Trek ever made in TV form, so I'm not sure why. I know a lot of it's going to, obviously, Patrick Stewart, but it's still the most expensive Star Trek show ever made.
And Dark Lord 016 says, when is the Trekyards anniversary? That is October the 10th, which is Thursday.
That's really soon!
We don't really have anything special planned for that. We will be doing a live for that, I think.
I mean,
there's no special videos that we have planned, I think.
I think getting 20 or so Discovery and Picard videos are enough, guys. I think I'm going to work enough for you all.
Yeah.
Seriously, because I'm...
We'll be able to enjoy our 10th year anniversary, because hopefully nothing will be going on then.
Well, hopefully we'll be working on Trek at that point. Picard Season 7, the Trekyards guys cameo, both getting killed in very bad ways. No. I think we'll do a drunk live stream. That makes a lot of sense to do. I think we'll hopefully film all of our Discovery and Orville. Hopefully we'll film all of our other videos that before then, so we can drink a bit and then have a lie-in on the Friday, even though we'll do a live. So yeah, Thursday the 10th of October, which is on Thursday. I already said that. We'll be doing a drunk live stream, probably starting a little bit earlier, maybe ending a bit later. I might get some clips. I might find some very early videos of us. Maybe you can find some early pictures, Stuart. I don't know. Of some maybe like your favorite pictures of our trips. That'd be kind of fun. A couple of things, just to show.
We'll
It's always fun to have. And hopefully you guys will join us for 5-year anniversary. That's a big anniversary, 5 years. That's pretty surreal.
Mm-hmm. Fleet Pass Whitback puts in $1.99. Ooh, happy early anniversary, Trekyards.
Yes. Hi, Mark. Hi from Scotland. Or hi to Scotland.
Yeah. You'll have to let me know where the timer is so we can do a countdown or something.
2 minutes 23.
No, it says 2 minutes 47. I got the delayed stream, remember?
Okay, that's weird. Yeah. Bill says do the Rise of Skywalker trailer. Yes. Absolutely. Well, the next one.
Oh yeah.
Because that one was still a. Remember, that was part of the franchise trailer. There wasn't a distinct It trailer. Yeah. No, it'll be good to see you guys on Thursday to retrospect about our lives, and we'll do, I think, Discovery trailer reaction tomorrow night.
Yes.
And do Short Treks review on Wednesday.
Yes.
That'll be fun, I think, because I was looking forward to that one especially. Actually, that's the first one. Awesome. And then anniversary on Thursday, and then probably something will happen for Friday. That'd be cool. And then you'll see videos of us all week and weekend, and probably into next week as well, if we then have sub videos to do for Short Trek, because who knows, it might be a ship in Short Trek. We don't know. They might show the Enterprise in a cool, ooh, it's differently look. I mean, theoretically, it should look more like the Cage Enterprise, because it's an earlier version. Yeah, it should. So, just saying, otherwise, oh god, can you imagine if they show an exterior of the ship, and it looks like Discovery version? They tell me that it was Discovery, then Cage, then Discovery, then Enterprise. Seriously?
Yep. That'll do. Scott Withdraw puts in $2 though with no comment, but thank you very much.
Because we're at 37 seconds because the live's delayed. So 35 seconds. Who is the very winner of... So currently it's Scott Withrow. He's winning so few seconds. So thanks, Jif, for joining us. Appreciate you.
Glad I could make it this time.
This was a lot of fun. I think we had a good time. 17 seconds. Oh, the pressure. Oh, the pressure. And we'll see you tomorrow. Any last words, Stuart?
Should be poignant. I don't know. I have nothing. See you tomorrow,
4,
guys.
3, 2, 1.
Party.
And well done, Scott. See you tomorrow. Bye.